Yeah. All right, let me give y'all some time to join in. Give y'all a second, man. And then I'll start snapping a little bit. Who we got there? Hit the like button when you come in, people. Do that. DB Cooper, what's up? He said in the comments, we can't stop the run. Period. Dak not reading the field fully. I don't know if it's Kellen or the fact that we don't have a truly proven receiver. Oh man, y'all killing it, man. All right. It's three of y'all in here. I don't guess we're gonna just go with that because y'all must be on the road on your way home. Jay Everett, what's good, man? What's good? We got the Vikings, man. The Vikings coming in town, man. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit and talk about what we need to do to beat a team like them. And it's funny because we can borrow some of our game plan from the team that just beat us, which is their NFC North cohorts, the Packers, man. First off, it's 80 y'all in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Agent 9, what's up, my brother? If you're looking at the way we played a moment ago, I'm still reviewing the rest of the game. But I said, listen, we already at Wednesday, and I felt like if I go through the rest of the week and I don't jump in there and start talking about the Vikings, I probably never will. So I'm going to mix in the two. I'm going to do the rest of last week's breakdown as a comparison in regards to what we should do this week. But when you look at the way the Packers played us, when you want to keep an offense off the field that you think may be a little bit more high power than yours, which I think the Vikings at this point are just a formidable offense, what do? You run the ball. And if we're not running the football effectively, consistently, and keeping this defense fresh, because this defense held this offense down for a while Dak was out, and we beat ourselves up pretty bad doing it. But the good news is the offense is back, right? So if the offense is back and we can, methodically do what we did in the first half, which is like 17 play drives, long drives, like the Packers were attempting to do against us, are doing against us successfully for a while. If we're doing that, the Vikings don't have enough time at bat to get as explosive as they can be. You want to put the pressure on Kirk Cousins to have to do what he's been doing, which is coming up clutch, except for against the Eagles, right? But coming up clutch and making big plays. I'm going to take that Eagles game and break it apart. Make sure y'all hit the like button. There's 13 of y'all in here. Hit the like button so more people jump on. But I don't know why I gotta keep saying that, man. I don't ask for super chats. I just ask for likes. Just hit the like button. Stop right now. Go ahead, hit the like button, man. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Give y'all a second. What up, though? Ain't nobody else in the chat, so we're gonna see what's up. But anyway, when you look at the way the Eagles played them, I'm gonna break that game down just to get an understanding for what they were able to do to shut out Jefferson, other than just have a guy by the name of Darius Slay. Like, how did he do it? What leverage was he playing? I'm gonna take a long look at that because Jefferson is just he's a different kind of wide receiver, and I think that if we approach this game with the mindset that we're going to play him by committee, we're going to have a problem. I think Trayvon Diggs should probably follow Jefferson primarily, or you play Jefferson by committee and you shut out Thielen primarily. Although Thielen doesn't get half as many targets as Jefferson. Uh, Jefferson is the guy that I think they're going to throw at 15, 20 times a game if they have to, and I would like that if Trayvon's the guy guarding him. John S. Ready Red, you've been gone for a minute, man. What's up with you, bro? I ain't heard from you in a minute. You've been out of here, man. My man been cheating on you, man. Pause. You've been out here. I don't know where you at. Whatever the script calls for, what happened this week, Cowboys being favored really stinks. Vikings should be favored by 7. Yeah, when the Cowboys favored, I get scared because, although Cowboys being favored doesn't really mean anything. What does matter is who is the nation betting on. And after a loss like the one we just had, I don't think the nation's betting on the Cowboys. I think they're probably betting heavily on the Vikings. And if that's the case, doesn't matter that we're favored. We probably will cover this game. So now that you mentioned that, remember that I said this. If everybody's betting the Vikings, the nation is betting the Vikings, which I think they will after that type of loss, then the Cowboys will still cover that 7-point spread, guaranteed. We're gonna fuck them. We gonna. I was about to say we're gonna fuck, but we're gonna fuck their asses up. Still kind of pause to say that. The nation betting the Vikings. That's good. That means that we might win this game by more than 7 at that, which would be a surprise, right? But that's what I look at when I look at Vegas. Like if the nation, I don't care who's favorite. It's who is the nation betting on. And because the Cowboys are favored, it's like, and we just lost. That's an easy pick for most of the nation to jump on the bandwagon of the Vikings, which would tilt that in our favor as far as the refs. That's when you need the refs and the calls to go your way, you need Vegas to be on your side. And I think in this case, they will be. Not, I don't know if we're home or not, but they definitely will be on our side. But when I'm looking at the way the Vikings play, he said we should be 7-3 after Sunday, getting ready for Thanksgiving Giants. Facts. But when I look at the way the Vikings play, they are definitely. Are we on the road? That's not good. But when I look at the way they play, Dalvin Cook is definitely a problem because our problem is runs on the edges, not up the middle. Hankins, shout out to Hankins, Watkins, and Big Bo and Neville Gallimore. When those guys are in there, you do not run in the middle of the field when they're in there together. That is a question, though, that leaves guys like Osa and also Chauncey. Chauncey's a different guy, though. Chauncey does deal with being that 3 tech a little bit better than Osa this so far. Osa's better at going after the quarterback and creating pressure upfield. Chauncey's been better as just like, even though he gets double teamed, he's a little smaller. Well, he's probably a little bigger than Osa actually, but he's just vicious. So I've watched Chauncey get double teamed and just do things that still make him relevant in there. Not saying Osa's not. I just don't like seeing Osa in there on obvious running downs. I think Osa's a guy that you put in there when it's 3rd and long, 2nd and long, things like that. But on first down, your first down package where you try to like come out imposing against the run, you have to be stout. And I think Hankins and Big Bo should start moving forward, along with D-Law on the outside. And then on the opposite side of him, you got to replace. I know they don't want to hear it, but I think you either put Sam Williams in there or you put Fowler in there to start over DA, and then you rotate DA in later on. I think DA is a great player, but at this point, I haven't seen anybody break Sam Williams' contain. And even if you do break his contain, Williams is fast as fuck, so he can catch you if you break his contain. And holding him, he's used to playing two gap and being in a 3-man line in Ole Miss. So he's used to being double teamed as an undersized defensive end in a 3-4 scheme. He's used to being double teamed, and he was undersized doing it. So and he still had 11 and a half sacks while being double teamed primarily every play. So Sam Williams is used to that. So as far as holding him, I don't think one tackle is going to hold him the way they're holding everybody else. They're holding the hell out of Micah Parsons. They're holding the hell out of DA, everybody. And it seems like it's going unnoticed. So if that's the case, create chaos. And until we start doing that, it's going to be a problem. Fowler then Williams should get the most play time on the edges opposite of D-Law. Yeah, and D-Law too, believe it or not. D-Law he gotta get his game up a little bit because D-Law is a problem when it comes to those edge runs at times. It's the only edge runs I have a problem with when it comes to D-Law is when he gets outflanked by either a receiver or a tight end standing outside of him. When I talk about spacing, I'm talking about the 2 defensive ends. When you see those guys standing outside of you, and the Giants, if you want to watch what I'm talking about and see who stops these things very well, I don't know what they're ranked as far as the run, but I've watched them versus Chicago, and I need to watch more of their film. But the Giants versus Chicago, if you watch Chicago trying to break contain, they weren't able to do it. And I don't even know who the Giants defensive ends are. They were putting anybody out there, but it doesn't matter because those guys are staying wide. They're so wide that it's forcing everything inside. If you force everything inside, Hankins, Big Bo, Nev, those guys inside are going to eat. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's the best. That's our best road to beating any team, not just the Vikings. But when you got Dalvin Cook to deal with, you want him running in the trenches. He's going to skeek out and get you for 10, 15 yards a couple times this game because that's just the type of running back he is. He's not a guy you're going to just totally shut out. Not this defense anyway. But I think if we put those guys on the outside and just say, listen, man, we'll pass rush on 3rd downs, or we'll pass rush when we do our job on the first 2 downs. You know what I mean? Because if we're not able to make stops on 1st downs, we're going to have problems the rest of this season And we got to show teams on film that we can actually be stout in there. And until we do it, they're gonna run the edges all day long, you know. And there's nothing we can do about that. Got to tackle him once you put hands on him. That's a fact. And here's another thing, man. When you watch us versus the Lions, you remember who was making tackles when we were trying to break contain consistently? It was their secondary, especially number one, whatever his name is from Ohio State, beast African kid. Forget his name, but he was tackling every time it was one on one with him on the outside. He came down the field aggressively. Our safeties, Curse is doing it every once in a while, but not consistently. Wilson does it. Okuda, yeah, Okuda was coming down and hitting. Shout out to Trayvon. I love the way you cover, bro. But watching the film in the second half of this game, he did not want no work. He ain't want no work. So when you sitting there watching and hoping that somebody else make the play, you know what I mean? I can understand you staying, back a little bit conservative, thinking that they might be trying to play action you or trick you. I get it. But what you see the ball in the guy's hand and you flowing away from the play, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with any corner that does that. You know what I mean? Boss man do come down and hit. I like the way boss man tackle. I see what you're saying, Ready Red. But Trayvon got to come down and be aggressive consistently, man. I know he trying not to get hurt, but I don't give a damn. When it comes to the run, you got to help out on those edges if you're corners. And none of those guys are getting upfield doing that. All you got to do is get upfield to give them something to look at so they turn back inside. And nobody on the edges are doing that consistently. D Law will get it together every once in a while. When D Law is versus a tight end or he's up against just a tackle, he got it. It's cool. But when they put a man on his side and they flex him out wider, he stays inside and they hit him inside every time. It's like we don't even see him. Like, yo, he's standing there. Look over there, put your hand out and beat that guy. We let them get to our body every time we're out on the edge, and him included, DA included. It should not be happening that consistent because you know what they're trying to do when they put a guy out there. They're not running routes over there, man. And if they are running routes, even better. Put your hands on them and disrupt those routes so that those trips right or trips left aren't as successful. So when you see trips, what the Giants were doing and what some teams do to actually have some sense, actually the reason we actually got we threw an interception in our red zone was because their linebacker hit Schultz right into the jet stream of Lamb, and it threw off the timing of the play. So we know the shit works. So when they're doing all those trips and we have to keep switching, Joe Witt and the front, whoever the defensive line coach, they should coordinate. Your defensive ends, don't wait for them to hit you. No matter what, hit them anyway. Fuck the pass rush. Just hit them. Hit those guys on trips, hit those guys on jet sweeps. If they want to bring wide receivers in to try to block you, body slam the fuck out of them. That's what I would tell them to do. And it definitely works when we actually try it. That's a problem that it's very, you can hear my voice even kind of animated because it's very consistent. And at this point, I don't know what else to say but scream at the TV or throw a fucking pencil or something at it. I don't get it, man. It's just crazy. You said Okuda had 16 tackles that game. God damn. Chris, what up, man? He said, bottom line, Quinn was getting too cute with mixing and matching. Keep the dogs in. Chauncey should be one of those inactive on Sunday. He's long enough to disengage in the run. Yeah, he shouldn't be. I don't like how Chauncey was inactive. When it comes to obvious running downs, you need Chauncey out on those edges. I think Chauncey over DA. I think Williams over DA. I think even Fowler over all of them when it comes to running. Like everybody think Fowler's just a pass rush specialist. He is not Robert Quinn. Fowler has not fucked up versus the run, other than the offsides that he did against the Eagles. I have no problems with the way Fowler has played the entire season. He's given us very solid work. And I would dare to argue that he's playing better against the run and pass when you look at both bodies. If you said just versus the run, you might say D Law is good when he crashes the B gap, and he's okay pass rushing. Fowler's been great at pass rushing, and he hasn't given up shit on the edges versus the run, versus RPO, or versus inside runs. Even though he's smaller when it comes to crashing inside, he still gets the job done. So Fowler is playing better than most of our defensive ends, D Law included, when it comes to versus the run. And I know people are going to try to beat me up for saying that, but I'm watching the film. D Law is giving up plays on the edges. Fowler has not. Point blank, period. So even Fowler should be in that game far more consistent than he is. Sam Williams to have more sacks or just as many sacks as D-Law, or D-Law he just beat him. D-Law just got his 5th sack, I think. But he has 4, I think, and D-Law has 5. But either way, he gets like 12 snaps a game to be doing that. You understand? He's always noticeable on the 12 snaps that he's in there. He's wreaking havoc whenever he's there, and he's only there for 12 plays. Then we get him out of there. So Chris said he's being too cute with the rotation. I think so. When you know who your dogs are, that's your mainstay. And then when they get tired, that's when you rotate. You don't just rotate just for the sake of rotating. You put your dogs in there and you let them eat. Okoye, who wins the matchup, Trayvon versus Jefferson? It depends, man. Like Trayvon, he's susceptible to a few things. One, what goes in his favor, I'll start with that, is the fact that Jefferson is a long, big frame receiver. He does well against those types of guys. Like he does. He locks those guys down. He's Trayvon's kryptonite is small guys that can get in and out of breaks very fast, that have like running back capabilities, or the little scat back, or like the Turpin types. Don't put him against those guys, because the only way he tries to deal with them is by playing off. He doesn't get his hands on them, and then he's just like a fish out of water. I don't like Trayvon against those little guys. But against Jefferson, he does match up well. But Kirk Cousins and Jefferson do have a lot of chemistry. So it's going to come down to how many times they target Jefferson. If they're targeting him 10 plus times, I like Trayvon, because even if Jefferson has an okay game, 70 to 100 yards and a touchdown, if you throw the ball at Trayvon 12 to 15 times, he's going to get a pick. That's guaranteed, especially if the pass rush is clicking. So what you don't want to do if you're the Vikings, the reason we match up and styles make fights, we match up very well against the Vikings because they're a passing offense. You do not, I don't care how we're playing, we don't get opportunities to play teams that want to pass on us all day. And the Vikings, they will run, but they're not a running team. They're a passing team. They pass like they're like us. They pass and they run to set up the pass. And they just so happen to have guys that are like Pollard and Cooks who can get yards without having to do a lot. But they're not smash mouth. That's not their style. They want to get upfield. And that's why the Eagles gave them so much trouble. They stopped the run, and they made them throw the ball all day. And if you're throwing the ball all day against us, I like the Cowboys. That's the one thing that doesn't give us trouble. If you want to throw the ball all day, I think we're okay with that. You look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Tom Brady, look at the teams that beat us. None of them threw the ball a lot. Eagles, Tampa Bay, or Green Bay. They knew better than to throw the football. Teams that want to line up and throw the ball, we got you. So I think we match up very well against the Vikings if they come out with that. And so if they come out targeting Jefferson, like I said, 10 to 15 times, that means it's a throwing ball game. We win, because the pass rush is going to make it so that Trayvon going to have all the help he need to get some air passes, and he's going to get himself 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Linebacker's supposed to be vicious. They're talking about we got to get LV out the middle linebacker position. LVE is another one of those guys, man, where it's just questionable why he just keeps winning out, because he's really not that vicious. You're right, but I don't get it. Like LV is being in there, he doesn't make any plays. Like he's just there. I like Gifford, like you said. I like Cox too. I don't know where they are. I don't know why Cox is not even suiting up. Maybe it's his knee. Maybe they're red shirting because of the knee. I don't know. Dan Quinn knows better than we do. But for Cox to never get any tick when we need all the looks we can get at linebacker, I don't get that. We need a force at defensive tackle. We got force at defensive tackle, bro. Like Matt, when you watch this film, I just want you to do yourself a favor. Pay attention to Hankins. Pay attention to Big Bo when they're in there. Pay attention to Neville when he's in there. Pay attention to Watkins when they're in there. All 4 of those guys, that should be our defensive tackle rotation on first and second down, period. Third downs, you bring Osa in there. You want to bring Chauncey in there in the middle on third downs and third and long. I don't care. But on first and second down, when Bohanna and Hankins get tired, it should be Neville Gallimore and Watkins, and that's it. That's all. You will not run in the middle. If you eliminate all middle of the gut runs, period. If you're able to do what I just said and get rid of all the up the gut runs, you got yourself at least a predictable offense, because they have to run the edges, or they have to try to do some cutback type of stuff against you, because they can't just run power up the middle against you. They cannot. So we have defensive tackles. That's not our problem. Our problem is spacing. Don't allow anybody outside of you if you're a defensive end, a la D-Law. Watch what Fowler does every time somebody stands outside of him. When Fowler sees that somebody's outside of him, he don't flow to the ball. He doesn't go over and flow. He goes up the field. So now you're gonna have to hit me in the back, or you're gonna catapult me towards the run because I'm getting upfield. Or put a safety over there and let them get upfield. But either way, that's what you have to do. Charlene, what's good with you? Charlene, what's good with you? He said that's 340 times two inside. Yeah, Big Bo and Hankins, you're not running in the middle of there, bro. He said he's a soft tackler. Too many arm tacklers. Who are you talking about? Matt? Which one? Neither one of them is soft tacklers. Big Bo or Hankins? Nah. So teams have been running the ball successfully against the Cowboys all year, and Minnesota won't focus on the run. Why? Because that's not their style of play. If they do focus on the run, I think they're lessening their options. They're keeping the game closer. They might focus on the run. I'm not saying that they won't at all. I'm saying styles make fights, and they are a passing team. If they focus on the run against us, that plays into our hands because you got a team that wants to pass that's not focused on their passing game. They're trying to play outside of their character. So if I get a guy or a team, if I'm a boxer and I got a guy trying to box who's a slugger, he might still beat me. I'm not saying they can't win that way. I'm saying that's not their game. You know what I mean? Just like us being a passing team, that's not our game. We might beat you doing it, maybe, because the sun shines on the dog's ass every once in a while. But that's not our game. We need to be running the ball. You know what I'm saying? You said you were speaking more like a Jordan Davis type of guy. I know there's not many of those types. He's one of one. There's none of those types. Who the hell is Joe? First off, there is one because you got a guy like Big Bo. I watched Jordan Davis. I've been watching this film. Big Bo, what are we missing? 2 inches in height, same size though. And Big Bo, when he gets in there, you can't block him. You can't block him. So I don't have a problem with Bo, man. I don't know why Bo is not getting the love he's supposed to get. And then when it comes to a force player, if you want a force player, he's not as big. But Carlos Watkins throws guys, man. He be hitting guys with guys. You saw him throw oh, you talking about LVE. Oh no, I can't argue with that. Oh, you talking about LVE being a soft tackler. I thought you were talking about those defensive tackles. I'm like, nah, man. Big Bo do his thing. Hankins, I don't got no problems with. And Watkins, no problems with. Ghost, what up though? And Neville Gallimore's, but I don't got that many problems with him. I got what you're saying now when you talk about LV being soft, but what else is new, man? LV is not going to change, man. Yeah, Watkins be pancaking guards, doing all kinds of crazy shit, man. Hit those like buttons, get the likes up for me, please, people. He said Watkins be taking motherfuckers lunch money. Facts, man. Facts. It's hot as hell in here. So let me take this goddamn jacket off. Got my heat on. Yeah. All right. But what else were we talking about? Oh, so going back to the Vikings, man. Like I said, somebody was talking about like, well, why would they stop running? I think King said that. Why would they not run if other teams have had success running? The teams that have beat us um, haven't thrown the ball a lot. Like I said, I don't think Tampa Bay is a running team. They struggle against the run. I think the reason Tampa Bay beat us is because we were pressing too. Our offense has been a problem in each of those 3 games as well. When we lose the turnover battle, that's a problem. So you can't turn the ball over. We got to protect the football first and foremost. There's a reason that you say that. And I see a lot of people were saying they're on CeeDee Lamb's ass and on Schultz's ass. Get off of them, number one, because if you see the same play, the same concept not working week in, week out, like the reverses that don't work, or like those dig routes that CD just won't do. He won't cut across the face, right? Because he doesn't want to get hit by that safety that's just sitting on him, right? Okay, then don't run those routes because he don't run them right. So don't do that with him. Why are we doing that with him? Put Gallup in there. Do that with Gallup. Gallup will take that hit. You know what I'm saying? Put somebody who don't mind taking a hit in there or just do something else. Other than that, you shouldn't even be throwing the ball 5 wide when we're on the 10-yard line. When you got guys on your team, 2 of them, who are averaging more than 5 yards a carry. Run the ball 3 times and get yourself a touchdown. What were we throwing the ball after that turnover by D-Law for anyway, other than to get Dak some stats? So I don't care if they sold Dak out. We shouldn't be throwing the ball there anyway. Because guess who could have sold out Aaron Rodgers? All of his receivers. But guess what they didn't do? They didn't throw the ball. Why? because they knew that that's a possibility, right? So when you got a quarterback, let's take you back here because I like that, but let's stop playing, okay? Y'all pissing me off with that because I got to keep saying this over and over again and starting to look like I'm hating on somebody, and I'm not. But it's just common sense on the film. I watch it. I know they watching it, and I know y'all have seen it because I have showed it. If you need me to point out some links, I will do so. But go to the Tampa Bay game right before the second half. What did we do? We threw an interception to what's the Antoine Winfield Jr. Right? Yes, we did. Trying to get the ball to who? CD Lamb right before the half with our back against our own end zone. Why did we do that? I don't know. I don't know. When the run was available there too, we could have won that game. We were pressing, trying to throw the ball too goddamn much. Last week, or before the bye, right before the half, what did we do? Same thing. We were supposed to run a dig. He sailed behind the safety, CD Lamb. Again, interception right before the half, giving Chicago life. And Chicago actually put up 30 points against us, right? It's funny how that comes back and we start giving up points again. Why? Because we're turning the ball over and doing dumb shit. Okay? So that was dumb right before the half. This game, your defense is tired, but they have shut out the Packers. Honestly, the first 3 drives, the Packers did nothing. Okay? They ran the ball. They had yards. They had like 75 yards on the ground in the first 3 drives. But guess what they didn't have? Points and any passing yards. They had 0 passing yards. Okay? They had a sack that took 4 of their passing yards away, and they had 2 drops in the first drive. They didn't throw it all in the second drive. They had 2 drops in the first drive by number 9, Watson, whatever his name is, right? Okay. So Aaron Rodgers was 2 for 5 with a sack and 8 yards after his first 5 throws. And he had a fumble and a hurt thumb because D-Law hurt him. Shout out to D-Law for that spin move. That was beautiful. Now, if he does that and we go up 14, nothing, and then they can't come out right after that running the ball. They got to come out throwing, and then Micah Parsons and those guys can eat. They never got a chance to eat. You know why? Because we came out throwing as if we were desperate, and we weren't. And what did we do? With 7 minutes left, we were up 7-0 with 7 minutes left in the first half. We were up 7-0. We threw an interception, 7-7, after AB went out. Then we score. They come down and score again. Because of what? Another interception. Do you understand? 2 interceptions with 7 minutes left in the half is boneheaded football. I don't care if you blame Kellen or Dak or both. Don't be throwing the goddamn football when you got this defense. You don't need to. Just protect them. Don't put them in short fields. Don't tire them out. Run the goddamn football. You got 3 running backs now that average good yardage. If you're averaging 4 yards a carry, I remember if you average 3 yards a carry, you remember the games where you have guys like Eddie George who have 30 carries in the game, or Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, LaDainian Tomlinson, and they'll be like, they had a good game. They'll have 30 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm like, that's a good game. What happened to those types of games? Now, we don't even need that because you could spread those carries out, run the ball guaranteed 40 times, spread that shit out amongst Davis, Pollard, and Zeke. If Zeke is tired and Pollard is in there, cool. If Pollard is banged up and he's tired and Zeke is tired, put Davis' ass in there and run the goddamn football and keep running. I don't mean run 2 times just to shut me up, where we get some big running plays. I mean run. They tired us out in the first half and then wore us out in the second half because they never stopped running. Until if you throw 20 times as Aaron Rodgers, and that's before halftime. Before overtime, they only threw like 16 times, I think, in regulation. That's ridiculous. That's 8 throws a half. You understand? That's what we should be doing. We should be only throwing the ball 20 to 25 times. Dak would be way more efficient, and we would definitely be winning these football games. So I gotta say that. Charlene, appreciate that. She said, Okoye, do you feel like we need additional help on defense to stop the run? No, I don't. I really don't. Because there's 2 ways you stop the run, okay? We were stopping the run when Cooper Rush was in there. Why was that? Because we didn't trust Cooper Rush throwing the goddamn football. So we ran the ball. And that keeps your defense fresh. It keeps their offense off the field. So they can't run the ball. They can't control the clock either because they ain't the hell on the field. So that's one way you stop the run. The other way is by actually containing, making sure you push everything inside. Do we have the personnel to do it? Yes. But this has not been a meritocracy because when it comes to early downs, you're going to leave D Law in there because D Law, he makes plays. It's like he rapes, but he saves, right? Same thing with Trayvon. He's like Trayvon. He's going to give up some plays on the edge. D Law will. But he also will force fumbles, get sacks, get touchdowns. So you leave D Law in there on early downs. You got to. But that he's not our best run defender on the edges, though. That is not true. So people who keep saying that, like I keep hearing people say, won't name no names, but I keep hearing people say, oh, they ain't doing that to D Law side, and just neglect to show the film of D Law giving it up on his side like crazy at that. But he does, and he could. They doing it. So I'm tired of that. But it's not a meritocracy because if it were, you would put your best run defenders out there on early downs, and that is Sam Williams and Dante Fowler. Period. Point blank. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. That's what it is. Now, if you want to push D Law to 3-tech on first down and put him next to Hankins, and then put Fowler outside of him and put Williams on the other side, that's cool with me because D Law is great inside. He's just not good on the edges. Hit the like button, please, people. But that's to answer your question, Charlene. I don't think we need to hire anybody else because where else where they going to play? We just signed Tack McKinley. I like Tack McKinley. He's a lot like D Law. But where are you going to play? Yeah, where are you going to get in? You're not going to get in. You're not going to get in. Jim Laws was good. He said, Ready Red, Troy will mention that at times, like, I never threw the ball one game that many times. Then his commentator said, but you had Emmett. Like, we don't have two running backs that are great. Facts. Uh, don't make sense equal fake. John S., listen, man, this is what I'm going to say to you, bro. Because I agree with you. You think I don't agree with you because I always come at you. But I actually agree with you when it comes to football being an entertainment thing, right? It's an entertainment, not competition. I get that. But if I'm just going to say, hey, none of this matters, I'm just going to stop watching football altogether. So I can't do that. So at the end of the day, this has to be talked about because it's something that's on the minds of many. Just like people do debates and talk about WWE shit, man. So I hear you, but I can't just lay down and not watch football, bro. I've been watching it all my life. I love football. I'm gonna watch it. I think boxing is rigged sometimes, man. But I watch that shit and I still coach. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay. You said Davis a dog. Hold on. Had more yards per attempt than Pollard. Facts. He said D-Law crashes too much, but has his moments. Facts. That's true. Jay LaBeouf. Jay LaBeouf. Bro, the play calling after Lawrence forced fumble was horrible. Trick plays, stupid empty backfields, and stuff doesn't help that. But you're right. He has the option to change the play. There you go. Not only does he have the option to change the play, did you see what happened with Aaron Rodgers when he had that 3rd and short or 4th and short play? I think it was 3rd and short. And they ran the ball instead of coming aggressive. What did he do? He said, man, what the fuck are you doing? He came at LaFleur and said, yo, don't do that shit no more, man. I want to see Dak come off the sideline and say, if you really have a problem, Dak don't have a problem with these play calls because they're for him. They're to glorify him. Because if he did, we wouldn't be doing it no more. Because he would come off and say, hey, Kellen, I love you, bruh. But stop running this empty backfield shit. Give Zeke the ball. Give Pollard the ball. They can't fucking stop him. Give him the ball. He's not saying that. Why? Because he wants the glory. So I don't want to hear that. Thanks for that, Dada Yoda. I love my glasses too, man. I appreciate that. What's the problem with the Vikings defense gives us? The Vikings defense is they actually are similar to us. They play the pass very well. When I say very well, they got playmakers like Pat Pete who you can't play with. You know, although you could get your yards on them, you know, you can make some receptions on them. I ain't gonna say they can't. You can't, but they are opportunistic defense. They can force turnovers, and you don't want them giving their offense that many at bats. But what you can do against them, though, which most teams don't attempt to do, if you watch the Eagles game, they did it though, is run the football. When you run, the reason people don't run the football against the Vikings that much, though, is because the Vikings have a good offense and they're usually up. So teams are trying to throw to stay with them. That's why. But you can run the ball against them. And I think that if you're running the ball against the Vikings and you slow them down, you got to control the clock in this game. If you come out trying to outpace Kirk Cousins, it's going to be a high-scoring game and may the best team, best quarterback win, best wide receiver tandem win. or the best pass rush, because that's what it's going to come down to if it's a high-flying game. Who can sack whose team the most? I think we got obviously the better front four because we got a front eight. We got like 8 guys up front, maybe even more than that can rotate and wreak havoc both inside and out against any team. So if it comes down to a high-flying game, I think we good there. If it's a game where we actually are running the ball, I think that's our best play. So if you say how do the Vikings defense give us trouble? I think they give us trouble if we're coming out high flying. Dak will throw some more interceptions. That's guaranteed. Guaranteed. They got a number 2. What's his name? McKenzie. He can run a little bit. Jim Law. They got a 2-headed running back scheme. Kellen Moore and Dak try to pretend they are something that they're not. Consistently, week by week, a week in and week out, try to prove. Yeah, they don't have to prove that though, because if you realize, like, look at the Eagles. The Eagles lost because they got out of character. Well, not really out of character. The Washington Redskins understand what you do against a team that's trying to control the clock. The Washington Redskins ran. Let me tell you how many plays they ran. They only averaged 3 yards a carry. They ran 87 snaps. The average football game, a team only gets about 60 snaps. They ran 87 snaps to 55 or 40 something to the Eagles, right? They controlled the shit out of the clock. Because if you feel like, hey, these guys might give us trouble, our defense might be dinged up, our defense might need a couple more weeks to shore some things up, you control the clock. You control the clock. That's how Washington did it. And he said that was a perfectly scripted game. All the money was on Philly. Facts. You understand the way Vegas work, bro. I know that. Like, you should start betting though, because I look at it like this: if you understand the Matrix, you shouldn't be fucked up in the Matrix. You understand the Matrix, right? I understand the Matrix. So when I bet, I don't lose. And when I see, when I stopped betting this year, when Dak came back, because I knew we would stop being underdogs. When we're underdogs, I think Dak even wins. We're gonna win. When we're favorites, it's a problem, and that's been our problem. Every time we're favorites, we're not getting those calls we're supposed to get, and it becomes, are you good enough to overcome that? And we're not good enough to overcome that. Not yet. We're not that type of team. Some guys like that are especially good, like Tom Brady and Manning and those guys, they can overcome the fact that they can, like I said this in the last video, they can cover the spread for you, meaning the nation is going to lose, the house is going to win, but we're going to win too by 1 point if it have to. Peyton Manning can shave points and still score with 2 seconds left on the clock and beat you. Phillip Rivers could do that. Brett Favre could do that. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady could do that. Those guys can do it. Mahomes can do that. You know what I'm saying? Where Vegas is still going to get their money, but you're going to still win. We haven't been able to do that when we're favorites. So that takes skill, and we haven't shown we have that yet. He's Bank Fisher, appreciate it. He said, preach it. Most knowledgeable Cowboys content out there. I appreciate that, bro. Tarek Ballard, he said, we run the ball, we control the clock, and that's how we will win. Running the ball 35 plus times and only passing 25 times, and we will win 100% of the time. You ain't never told a lie when you say that, bro. If we do that, you can't beat this team. If you give Tony Pollard the ball 15 times, you're not stopping him 15 times. You might slow him down, but you're not going to stop him 15 times. If you give Zeke the ball 20 times, you're not stopping Zeke 20 times. And even the 10 times when you think you stopped him, he still got 5 yards because he ran through your face. You know what I'm saying? Zeke will run on a flat tire. Don't give a shit. He the type of dude that'll drive on his rotors. You know what I'm saying? He don't care. You know what I mean? Going to 60 seconds for sure. Okay, what is my thoughts on Callaway for the offense? Callaway is another way to blame wide receivers for this offense, because there's nothing wrong with our receiver group. There's something wrong with the play calling and the delivery, period. We didn't have a problem with Noah Brown when Dak wasn't here. We didn't have a problem we had a problem with CD, but we still got a problem with CD, obviously. We had a problem with CD dropping the ball then, and we got a problem with his route selection now, although he's playing well. But I think if you just change your scheme, there's no problem with any of these receivers. Michael Gallup's coming off ACL injury, so if you brought him in here to kind of like help him get healthy, maybe. But what was James Washington for? Is he getting healthy? Let him do that. So, or start using Turpin a little bit more. Or, newsflash, Tony Pollard was a wide receiver in college. Start using Tony Pollard more with Zeke on the field, the same way Green Bay was doing to us. If you got Tony Pollard on the field, who they know we will give the ball to, and there's a big play guy, and he's always on the field. That takes attention away from the box, which takes attention away from Zeke. You get that? Put them both on the field and move Tony around. And then throw him the fucking ball sometimes because he can catch. And I don't mean just catch like a good for a running back. I mean, Tony Pollard can actually catch. He can jump over you and catch the ball. Like, he really can do it. Like, watch his film. Shameless plug. I did his breakdown when he came out of college. Just watch it. He can high point a football like Micah Gallup. And I'm not even lying. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. And still get his feet in too. So like, it's fucking crazy what Tony Pollard can do with a football. He should be getting the ball all kind of ways. I don't think you have to give him 15 carries. You just have to get the ball at him 15 times. You could throw it to him 5 times, run him 10, but make sure he's on the field all the time. Or when he's off the field, do the same thing with Turpin. You don't have to throw Turpin the ball. You don't got to throw him the ball. Just have him on the field where people got, because you have to pay attention to him. Teams do that to us all day. Jet sweeps all day. We're looking at jet sweeps all day. We're wondering why we can't stop that, because you have to respect those fast guys that's sweeping across. So if those fast guys are sweeping across, and we got to respect them, in boxing, we say something. If somebody does something to you and you can't figure it out and it hurts, you can't stop it. Do it back. So why aren't we doing that back to other teams? Because we see how much stress it gives our defense. They keep getting us out of position because they're moving guys around pre-snap that make us look crazy. We did that in the Chicago game. Then we came out this game, we just said Dak is going to line up, throw 50 times, and we're going to win. No, we're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Dak will not win consistent games. I'll say this right now. If we're throwing the ball 35 plus times, we are, Ken Lott, if you're in here, we are not a passing team. We are a balanced team or a running team at best. We are not a passing team. So if you keep saying Dak gonna come out here and throw 35 to 40 times a game, John S., you will be right. I will start betting against the Cowboys my goddamn self, because we will not win doing that. Not consistently. Because there's too many opportunities for dumb, boneheaded turnovers. What was the thing that we loved about Dak when he first got here? He didn't turn the ball over. Maybe because he was gunshot. I don't give a fuck. He didn't do it. So even if he wasn't hitting opportunities, some of the plays that he couldn't hit, you're like, you're not making those throws, he's clutching it. But guess what he wasn't doing? He was living to fight another day because he wasn't turning the ball over. Don't turn my ball over, and we win football games, because this defense will get you the ball back even when they don't get interceptions. We ain't getting no interceptions. We forced 3 fumbles. One of them they got back. That was the one where Joseph punched it out, but Jones fell on it. But the other 2, on special teams, we get them the ball back. And that sack fumble, we get you the ball back. And if we're getting you the ball back, guess what that's what we're going to keep doing. When they start trying to pass against us, and we can use this number 1 rated pass rush. The crazy thing is that we're the number 1 rated pass rush defense, and we haven't had a clear lead this entire season. Do you understand that? That's how good we are at rushing the passer. We're number 1, and we haven't played a team where we were up and we're forcing teams to have to pass the entire game. We haven't had that opportunity this entire season, not once. So when we actually get to see that, you will see what Micah Parsons and company can really do, because we really haven't seen it. They're pass rushing and still getting sacks, and the game is honest most of the game. D-Law got that sack on 3rd and short, and it wasn't a pass rush unit out there. It was Hankins and Big Bo out there with DA out there. We didn't even have a pass rush on that play. He just made a great play. But that's what we've been doing. We haven't been in 3rd long situations all year, and we haven't been in situations where we know for a fact this team's gonna have to pass against us the whole game, the whole game. We haven't had that. Haven't had it. Not for the whole game. The second half, and certain spots in the second half, like the Chicago games, we got a little bit. But Chicago even ran more than us. They ran the ball more than we did, and they were down. That's how crazy it is. See what I'm saying? So that's what my problem is with this offense. It's not that I'm trying to blame somebody. It's that I know what this team will look like when we just protect the football and just be a good putter. You ain't got to be Tiger Woods for driving down the field. We ain't got to do that. Just putt. Just keep putting. Putt your way like we did on that 17-play drive. Putt your way to the fucking end zone under center and do it consistently. Make teams stop you. And then you'll look great at the end of the game, because play actions will start to work the way they started working against us. Our safeties were non-existent. Shout out to Hooker. They were non-existent because they kept having to come up and help with the run, right? And that's why you had guys who weren't shit all season. Lazard and number 9, they ain't been shit all year, but now they were. Why? Well, Lazard still got shut down, but 9 started killing us because he fast as fuck with no safety over the top, and we press covering because they're running in our corners think they got help, so they coming down the press thinking that they got help. They don't have no fucking help because the safeties are crashing down. This is crazy. Wow, that pissed me off, man. Pissed me off. Not true, because when we run, we get holding calls. Not all game. We get a couple, but guess what you do? Keep running it anyway, because the Packers got some running holding calls too. They ain't give a fuck. They said we're gonna run it anyway. So I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Zeke liver shot and Tony is the uppercut. AKOYE, you right. Facts. Make sure you guys hit the like. You got a lot of likes in here. I appreciate that. FYI, money is on the Cowboys. Number of bets are on the Vikings. You money on the yeah. If the number of bets, like go to shameless, they don't pay me, but Cappers Access. If you go to Cappers Access, they have a beautiful outlay. Well, at least I used to look at them, but they show you what the nation is betting. And when you see anytime it's up above 50%, if it's 50-50, it's a push for Vegas. Vegas don't care because they might not make nothing off that game, but they're not going to lose. But as soon as you get above 60-65% of the nation is betting on one team, or they calling some refs. They're saying, hey, you know what to do. You know what not to look at. We had like 7-8 holding no calls against the Packers. They were just holding the shit up. And that's the other thing. Y'all keep saying we can't stop the run, right? Okay, well, if you get the hold whenever you want on the edges, you're going to run pretty good. If we could do that with the way we maul people, we would run over everybody if we're allowed to hold. Let us hold and watch what the fuck we do to you. So teams are holding the shit out of us, and I'm not a complainer. Like I said, I'm a coach. Refs don't look at fouls all the time when my guys are fighting, especially in the amateurs. Refs don't look at shit. I ain't got time to be talking to no refs. If they not looking, like I say, do whatever they doing to you, right back. They elbow you, elbow him. He hit you in the balls, you hit him in the balls. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The ref ain't looking, hit him in his hips. I will tell you to be as dirty as you need to be, because I don't give a shit. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, in my opinion. If somebody cheats you, you cheat right the fuck back. That's just the way I look at it. So I ain't here to complain about refs, but obvious dumb shit. Like if somebody's headbutting my guy, or he's clearly trying to break my guy's neck, or you clearly holding my guys like in football, that is a problem. That's what they're doing. It's clear. I'm talking about like jersey pulled all the way up clear. It's not like that ticky tack. Nah, they call ticky tack shit on us. They really holding the shit out of us. So if we were allowed to do that, we would blow teams out the water too when it comes to the run. Especially if we decided to run 40 plus times a game. I just want to see it one time, Kellen, please. Please, Kellen. Somebody could just take a clip from this part, put it on Twitter and say, I'm begging, Kellen, please, please, one game in your life, run the ball 40 times. Just one time. Let me see 40 rushes, 40 plus rushes. And I'm not talking about because Dak ran. If Dak runs, that's bonus. I mean, from your running backs. And watch what happens. You will not lose those games. You will not. AKOYE loves Bernard Hopkins. Yes, I do. B-Hop, the one that got me hype about boxing again. Parsons shoulder pads damn near got ripped off. So did DA, so did D Law. They were doing, they would hit inside and then they would yank and get to the next level. So it don't look like a hold, but this is what they was doing. So they'll get inside you right here, right? And instead of holding where you can't shift out, they weren't holding that way. They would yank and go. So that's still a hold because you yanked me out of position and using me to catapult yourself into position. They were doing that against us all day. Won't get all the commercials in. He said TV contacts won't allow that, bro. Facts. Yeah, they won't, because they won't call as many as you can, but they calling them on us. You got to call them on somebody. Man down. Cowboys couldn't adjust. Couldn't adjust to what? Holds. How about them excuse boys? You must not be a Cowboy fan, because you know what I mean. If it's happening, it's happening. Yeah, 70 is the magic number. Terry, you know your shit, man. You must make money too when you bet. You and Andrew. Andrew be getting it. I know Andrew be getting it because he be hitting me up. And I'm like, yeah, man, I already know. And you know I be getting mine. So it's like, I ain't been talking about betting since the first half of the season, because like I stopped betting when that came back. Because I said fans started betting on the Cowboys heavily when Dak came back. They never would when Cooper Rush was in there because they thought this might be the week where Rush fuck up. This might be the week where Rush fuck up. This might be the week where Rush fuck up. And he never did. He covered every week except for I think the Eagles game. He covered every week. And the reason he probably covered in the Eagles game because they probably thought that I don't know who bet on the Cowboys, but maybe everybody bet on the Cowboys in that game. I'm not sure. I got to go back and look at it, but I guarantee you that's a trend. Prescott, and then Monday Night Football is they clean up. Monday Night Football is their cleanup day. If they fucked up, if Vegas is at a push for the week or on Sunday, meaning all their games that they play, they're even and they haven't made any money, or they're gonna pull the plug on Monday night. They're gonna make some money on Monday for sure. Mondays and Thursdays is big money day. All right, what else? Let me see what else y'all talking about in here. All right. Last week, money was on the Packers. Public was on the boys. Yep. Let's see. What's up, Brody? Young man, hit me up. Come over, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. You should come do a video or some shit. Come do something with me. Come. Main, my favorite producer. That's my brother, but he drives trucks now, so he don't never be around no more, man. But that's my favorite producer. A shameless plug. That Mike McCarthy, not that Mike McCarthy's AKOYE video that I love. That was one of my favorite videos, and he produced that video. I mean, he gave me everything that I needed to, all the research that was done and all that. That was main. I just, did the voiceover and read my script. You know what I mean? I just said, all right, this is what we talking about. Got you. But he did a great job with that one, man. I love that video. That's still one of my favorites. But it was a long one though. But I need you back, man. I know you working, but you know what I mean. Come give me my money. Run me my money. Micah is like, hey, I ain't sacrificing myself. Like he said, Michael stunned Rodgers at running first down. Stunted Rodgers at running first down. I think I do remember that. Okoye, did you see the meme with the refs doing the Lambo? Yeah, that was funny as shit. Defense gonna be fresh as fuck. Dallas running the ball 40 plus times, and that's gonna cause trouble for any other team. Now, if this is common sense to you, it's common sense to me. You got Marty Schottenheimer as a consultant. You got Bill Callahan as a consultant. You said ref blaming. No, bro. King Early. King Early. Listen, I could give you a stage if you want one. You know what I'm saying? If we can't talk about the refs here, we can't. You run this channel or something? You know what I'm saying? Mind your goddamn business. And on top of that, if it comes to you not liking what we talk about here, guess what? You ain't got to be here. Real shit. But it ain't ref blaming when the refs actually doing some shit, man. It ain't like we're gonna sit here and say the refs is the reason we lose. I ain't said that. I ain't said that at all. I just said at the end of the day, you got to know what you're dealing with. And there is no overcoming, no holding calls. That's why they have calls in the game in the first place, right? You saw the Eagles game. What did it come down to? The refs, because it's about money. The refs is not here to call fair games. They're here to control the bread, bro. Team Spence as well. Man down. Team Spence. Are you Team Spence? I ain't Team Spence. I don't like Spence like that. Call me crazy, but I think you give Boss Man a week of practice and pay attention, he'll be much better. Can't bring him in cold. I just think it when it click, he gonna be a dog. Chris, you seen my breakdown when he was coming out of college. I want Boss Man to take over. I really do. Because I think we become better. If Boss Man was what we wanted him to be. Think about it. How bad he must be practicing. You keep saying a week of practice. He must be practicing horrible because Bland jumped in front of him. Bland is not a second round draft pick. Neither is Anthony Brown. Okay? So for Boss Man to still not be getting ticked, he must be retarded. Something must be wrong with his brain. I'm for real. No offense to retarded people. Well, I'm just saying, that's craziness. That's craziness. How you can't get on the field? You got two guys that's late round draft picks in front of you and can't get on the field. So that's not me. I like Boss. I want Boss to play. Boss, I said this last year, and I still believe this. Boss was supposed to be our best corner because as far as man coverage goes and athleticism and aggression, tackling, he's better than Diggs when it comes to athleticism. He's faster, he's just as long, and he hit harder, and he's mean, right? And he got ball skills too, but just not as good as Trayvon. If you had Trayvon and Boston there, and Boston was what he was supposed to be, we would be good right now. We took a second round pick on Boss. He's supposed to be a guy that's supposed to be playing right now. So for him not to be playing is because he can't get on the field. He said he's still in his head over that drive by. I mean, don't do drive bys if you ain't built for that. He said Fish was shaming Cowboys for ref blaming. I'm not Fish, not my daddy. Fish, not my daddy, bro. Sandra Love, what's up? He said them two draw plays by Dallas killed them. Hey AKOYE, what's up, Sandra Love? How you doing? How you doing? Hit the road, Jack. Philly been crying about the refs since Monday. Facts. It's obvious the refs are horrible. They miss or ignore calls. They change plays. Yo, man, I'm on live right now. What's up? What's up? All right. Yeah, but yeah, you said they miss or ignore calls. They change the game. They should be held accountable. Accountable by who? You can't even criticize them because the refs are like, if you've seen Dave Chappelle Saturday Night Live skit, the refs are like the they thems, not the real they thems. I mean the other they thems, the ones the 4 letter group of religious folks that you don't speak of, or you get flagged. The refs are like that because if you say something about the refs, oh, you not only are you not gonna get no more calls. Micah Parsons, who came out early in the year, I said don't do that, and he did. And I ain't his daddy either, but he don't listen because he came out and criticized the refs, and they keep doing it. They keep doing it as a team. Y'all gotta stop. Because one, you ain't seen nobody come down and say nothing to none of these refs. And the only thing that happens when we complain, it get worse. Because teams know the refs don't like us, and you can hold. They know they can hold coming into a game against us. So that is what it is. Uh, see, King Early. See, I know you a hater, King Early. Thank you for saying that. He said, "I bet y'all think Dak is good too, huh? You must not know who I am. You don't know me, bro. You new here. Somebody should shoot him some links and catch him up, please. If y'all got some, go and shoot him some links and catch this dude up. Cause I'm known as the Dak hater, even though I don't hate Dak, but I'm known as that. So you must not know me. You must be new here. It's obvious the refs are. Oh, I read that. Y'all hit that like button. Alpha Mason, what's up, Brody? Judas Redemption, Mike, what's up? Loving Aries, what's up with you? Okoye speaks truth. Adam Goodry, the refs weren't that bad in that game against the Packers. I'm being very objective. Okay, they called an illegal block in the back against our kid, Boss Man, which was bullshit. They didn't call like 7 holds in the first half. That I got on film. Look at my last 2 videos. I point out every hold. It's like 7 of them in 5 drives. And I'm for real. And on big plays, not like away from the play where it don't count. I'm talking about like right there. So that's about 7 no calls. No, they called 1 of them. There was 7 holds, 6 of them weren't called, 1 of them got called, and they called an illegal block in the back that wasn't a block in the back. That's bad officiating. That's 8 plays that are affected. And then the no PI call against Lamb, which was a PI, on a 4th and 4 at that, which should have never came down to 4th and 4 because again, if you know you're going for it on 4th and 4, if you don't want to give Dak the glory, guess what you're doing on 3rd and 4? You run the fucking football. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. King Early, I don't want no trouble either, bro. And again, you are new here, so realize this, bro. Real shit. Real shit. I'm not even trying to be smart when I say this. I really mean this, man. I like you. Because you talk shit. Come in here and say whatever you want. Everybody does. So don't take me personal when I come at you. When I target you, it's because I got a lot of testosterone, man. What can I do, man? I know fat. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of testosterone. I'm going to talk shit. So be a good sport. Take it. Because I take it when you talk yours. You know what I mean? Don't run away. Even if I tell you to, I don't mean it. I'm like abuse victim. You know what I'm saying? I push everybody away. But just know that you're allowed to talk your shit here. I'm just fucking with you. So talk your shit, man. Just know that I'm not what you think I am. You are new here. But since you are new, realize you are allowed to talk your shit. But don't think that I'm not paying attention. Because I will talk shit right back to you. All right? I will. Just take it when I do it. Don't be bitching. Because then if you do that, then that's corny. Because if you talk yours, I can talk mine, right? Because people be flagging me for that. That's why I say that. Need to be King earlier if he thinks you're a Dak fanboy. Exactly. I'm not. I'm not that. Alexander, PI on Diggs was damn near rated R the way he was riding his back. Goddamn, pause. Pause, brother. I don't got OnlyFans, bro. What you talking about? He said, pause. Did you notice Dak is throwing in a down motion? Yeah, he's throwing very funny right now, but I think it was because of the game was big. Uh, don't hide under your dress. Yeah. Oh, that's sexist. That's sexist because all women don't wear dresses. Thank you. Much respect to you too, brother. Real shit. Uh, uh, Most of my favorite people here talk a lot of shit to me. It's crazy. John S., Mike Tyke, Chris. Chris always talking shit. Both Chris and Chris Davis talk a lot of shit. Love and Aries is the biggest. Love and Aries and Sadiqa will fight people in the chat. They supposed to be moderators. Y'all supposed to be referees, and y'all be in there fighting. You know what I'm saying? Cursing people out in the chat. So trust me, this ain't the place where we ain't nobody meek here. Nobody. Even when we on live, like we talk shit. That's what we do, man. None of our boys on D have played in Lambeau. What you do, loving Aries? You don't be loving. You a Aries. That's actually an oxymoron because you are Aries. You are Aries, and 23 is a number 5. That's about that action. 5 is action. Loving Aries. Aries is about fighting, and you ain't a lover. So that's an oxymoron. Your name is an oxymoron. Loving Aries. Ain't shit loving about no Aries. So and y'all all you do is fight. And Aries do not think they be fighting. Y'all think that's just how y'all hug. One of my best friends is an Aries. He cursed everybody out. Like nobody want to deal with him. And he think that it's them. I'm like, no, it's really you, bro. I just not scared of you. And I like that type of shit because I know that you're not soft. So if we get into a fight, we done fought before. If we get into a fight or some shit like that, he don't take it personal because he a man. And I don't take it personal. So it's cool. But I can't see you hanging with nobody else. Dan, you already know who you is. Maine, you know who I'm talking about. Dan to get drunk and fight the whole club. I'm like, yo, bro, you gonna get a shot. This is Philadelphia. That's a fact. Throw hands, Aries energy. Facts. Aries want to throw hands and talk later. Ghost said I dated one. That's the truth. He said, already read, my girl in Aries. So y'all know I ain't never told a lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't told a lie. Need to get on a roll in the playoffs. Sweep the East, hopefully. You know what's actually true, bro? Since we're talking about Vegas and we actually having a good convo about that. Listen, think about this. We're America's team, which is why we never win in the playoffs. Do you know that? One, we get when we have a good team, we don't win in the playoffs because you don't want to be favorites every week in the playoffs. You don't, because the refs is against you every week in the playoffs if you're the favorite. I said this before, I will keep saying it. Cincinnati last year is the perfect litmus test. The Giants, remember the Giants? You know why the Giants bum ass teams, they weren't that good. And the Packers actually. Why is Mike McCarthy known? He's known for taking a wild card team to the Super Bowl. You know why? Because he was a wild card team and he wasn't a favorite coming into the playoffs. And that means every week, if you can shuffle out and not be the favorite team every week going into the playoffs, you definitely have a chance to win it all because nobody's betting on you. And that's good. I'll make some money because I will bet on you because I know better. Because there's nobody else to bet in the playoffs. It's not 32 teams anymore. You only got a couple teams. So now the nation is all betting on a condensed group of teams. And that makes it a lot easier to predict what Vegas is going to do. And if you are a favorite, a heavy favorite going into the playoffs, you ain't winning it unless you are a masterful quarterback that knows how to, one, make sure Vegas don't lose, like the Tuck rule. Make sure Vegas don't lose, but still win the games. That's why Adam Vinatieri is really the MVP to all the Patriots Super Bowl. The Patriots had a great, great recipe. They never were the favorites because they weren't juggernauts until the year that they lost. They never were juggernauts going into the playoffs. They were teams that were good enough to stay close. And that means the spreads and the nation don't know what the fuck to do with a Patriots game because you don't know if they're going to win. The Patriots versus the Colts. Remember that year when the Colts were we were able to, when they came up with the rule that you can't press after 5 yards because Ty Law was pressing the shit out of everybody all up and down the field. They was pushing guys. Why? That had nothing to do with them cheating. That had something to do with the fact that the Patriots weren't supposed to beat Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was a favorite. You don't want to be a favorite in the playoffs. So if we backslide into the playoffs, I'm actually happy with that. I just want to make the playoffs. I don't want to win the division. I don't want to look strong going into the playoffs. I really don't. I do want to beat the Eagles just because I don't like them, and I want to be here to do what's that dance that Jefferson do. I'm gonna learn that shit. I guarantee you. I'm about to learn that shit this week. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The gritty, whatever it's called. I will learn it because it ain't that hard. It's like a crip walk bent over. Pause. But yeah, the gritty. I will learn that shit because I'm going to do the gritty if we beat the Eagles. And all they face is right here. And I hope somebody spit on me in some sort of fight. For real, because I don't like the Eagles. Shout out to Jermaine. I don't like y'all. I don't. But other than that, I don't care what we do as long as we make the playoffs. And we look like a wounded duck, even better, because I know we'll win it all. For real. You think I'm lying? I'm never wrong about these things. I study. I'm not a football fan. I'm a pattern recognition fan. And I just study the patterns. So when you ask John S., why can I watch this if I think it's just entertainment? Because it's still patterns to watch. I like watching the patterns, man. I like watching the players develop, and I like watching the patterns. And here's a pattern for you. The Giants. Tom Coughlin got 2 Super Bowls, none of which he was supposed to get. And both times he was a wild card team coming into the playoffs. He wasn't supposed to beat the Packers that year. He beat them. When teams are wounded ducks going into the playoffs, listen, Colin Kaepernick made it to a Super Bowl against Joe Flacco. You know why? Because neither one of those motherfucking teams were juggernauts. They weren't supposed to win. So they made it to a Super Bowl. And then what they do in the Super Bowl when the nation was losing, they cut the fucking lights off. They said, fuck this. Somebody go hit the lights. Now, the Bengals last year is another one. You know what I'm saying? So that's real shit. If you think I'm wrong, we are America's team. And we got the biggest fan base, which is bad for us. But the good thing is we got so many fake Cowboy fans, that secret Cowboy haters. I hope that y'all bet against the Cowboys come to playoffs. Please bet against them so that we can come in as underdogs and we can actually just win and coast our way to Super Bowl. The Eagles ain't supposed to have a Super Bowl. You know why they got a Super Bowl? Because Carson Wentz got hurt and they had Nick Foles and they had the same Cooper Rush effect. They're like, is this the week that Nick Foles goes back to Nick Foles? Is this the week that Nick Foles goes back to Nick Foles? So nobody knew who the fuck to bet on. They were the underdogs every week. They wasn't supposed to beat Atlanta and Matt Ryan and them. They beat them, didn't they? Huh? Okay, I'm not wrong. They damn sure wasn't supposed to put up 500 passing yards and everybody tried to do the Philly shuffle, the Philly special, like that was a great play and Doug was a genius. No, he's not. It was just a perfect shitstorm. Okay, and they won because who thought that the Eagles was going to beat the Patriots? No fucking body. The nation bet the Patriots, so the Eagles win. Okay, that's how you win in this league. All right, and that's real shit. The Bengals lost, but still covered. You are proving my point. Thank you. Thank you. It has not been. This is a pattern for you. Prove me wrong. Go back and look at the bet access, Cappers access. Look at the spreads for the playoffs for the last 10 years. And I have not been wrong. There's not one time that has been wrong except for one team. And you know what they did? They exposed the fuck out of them after that. The Patriots, when they went undefeated, were favorites in every game, and they was blowing teams out every game, and the nation was making a hell of a lot of money every game because they was fucking people up. And they was pissed off about that. So Deflate Gate and all this other shit started happening after that. It was like, oh no, we can't allow this bullshit to keep going. They was pissed off about that because Vegas did not like that. But what didn't they do? They didn't cover in the playoff in the Super Bowl. The Giants. Everybody who bet the Giants, this motherfuckers is probably millionaires off the Giants right now. But anyway, somebody asked me about the playoffs, and I went off on a tangent because that's the truth. I don't pull no bullshit. You can check everything I say. That's why I do everything with the film. If I say a player doesn't suck, even though you hate him, I'm going to show the stats. Then I'm going to go show what that player is doing. Now, it might not look pretty, but he ain't bad. And if he is bad, I don't care if his name is Jesus. I'm going to talk shit about him. Dak, I'm going to talk shit about you. Tony Romo, if his ghost ever came back to play football, I'm going to talk shit about you. If I was doing this when Quincy Carter was playing, I'm going to talk shit about you. I don't care who you are. That is what it is. D-Law. I love D-Law. He a warrior. He an evil bastard. And I love him on his team because he's a Ronnie Lott type of guy like Zeke. He will play with a broken arm if he had to. No problem. I love him. But he be fucking up on the edges. And I'm not going to lie because I like him. He is a fuck up on the edges. Period. When it comes to RPO, I do not like D-Law. When you have a game when you know it's going to be a heavy running quarterback or a lot of RPO, and he's good against stationary quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna do good against Kirk Cousins. Watch, he do good against Daniel Jones and them. He do good against bad offensive linemen and stationary quarterbacks because he can crash inside and he don't got to pay for it because those quarterbacks can't break that angle and he can chase them down. He can't chase running quarterbacks down though. So when it's running quarterbacks, put Fowler and them in there or some shit and push him inside. I'm really serious. Micah was talking about D-Law. Yes, he was. But nobody gonna say that. Nobody gonna say that. Nobody gonna say that. Nobody gonna say that. He's talking about D-Law. He's talking about a couple people not staying on the edge where they're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Davey? Davey don't ever believe me, man. Davey, love you, man. KJ is better than AB. In what drunk ass world are you talking about? Where? Because if he was better, he would be on the field. Is he more talented? I think he's more talented. I just said this. He's more talented than Trayvon Diggs, but he ain't better. He ain't better. Because if he was better, he would be on the field. And that's a problem, bro. Like, you know how many guys say, oh, Tito Trinidad was better than Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins wasn't the better man in most of his fights. But if that was true, you should beat his ass then, right? Right? You should be able to beat him the fuck up. But you can't. See what I'm saying? You know why? Because you ain't that good. You're not smart. You're not smart. You might be talented, physically talented, but you're stupid. And KJ is another one. KJ is not very smart. He's very not smart. I won't call him dumb because that's just mean. But he's very, very not smart. And if you need any evidence of that, I don't have to point to the football field. Go to the club and you watch him on camera go outside with a group of people who are about to shoot some people. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't get shot in this world. I'm a double army brat. I come from two parents who will shoot people. Don't got a problem with that. See? But if you're going to do it smart. How you that dumb? How you that dumb? Okay? I said dumb. Y'all made me say dumb. Let me leave Boss Man alone because it is a sensitive subject. But I guarantee you it's even more sensitive for the father or mother of the kid who got killed because you was drunk and acting dumb. You know what I ain't never seen? Peyton fucking Manning in the club. You know why? Because that ain't where good shit happen at. You know where I don't go? Because I used to work in a strip club. I used to work in bars. You know why I don't go out to clubs? Because I know what happened in clubs. I know what happened in clubs. People get killed in clubs everywhere. This is where it happens at. All right? So if you in the club, I'm already looking at you suspect. But if you in the club with an entourage that you can't control, you are very, very not smart. So that's why KJ ain't on the field because he's very, very not smart. That's all. So if he's better than Anthony Brown, you know where I ain't never seen Anthony Brown at? In the club. You know what I ain't never heard of from Anthony Brown? Nobody getting shot. You know what else I ain't never seen from Anthony Brown? A rap video. Okay, so he's very, very not smart. Let's move on. Okay, TP is better than Zeke. Kamara is better than Ingram. But guess what? TP gets beat up when he has to run in the trenches and get us dirty yardage. I don't want my Ferrari doing off-road shit. You get that? We keep having this debate too. I don't want my Ferrari doing off-road shit. I want to get an ATV for that. I want to get a Hummer for that. I want to get a pickup truck for that. If you don't think Zeke is better, that's cool with me. Let Zeke run into the faces of the stout defensive tackles and still get us our 5 yards. It don't got to be pretty. Let Zeke do that because he like to do it. He like it. So let him do that and let TP do what he does best. Touch the ball 10 times clean when everybody's beat up and tired and don't want to tackle anyway on the edges. You know who else does that? The Packers just did that to us, but you still don't get it. Still don't get it. Do people be like Aaron Jones need more carries than Dylan? Nobody gives a fuck who get more carries. Aaron Jones don't need that many carries, obviously. Dylan do. You know why? Not for the yards. Running is not just for yards. I keep trying to tell you this because if it was for yards and scoring, it's not just for scoring either. It's like a jab or body shots. They hurt later. Look at the Packers' first half against us. They ran the ball in the first half. I don't know how many times, but I know they only threw the ball like 4 or 5 times in the first 5 drives. 4 or 5 times, maybe 7 times. That's it. They ran the ball the rest of the time. But in the first 3 drives, they ran the ball excessively and still had 0 points. But we still were gassed because of that, even our big men. And then they got us later because we were so concerned with the run after all these consecutive runs. We don't know when the big shots are coming now. So when they start play action us deep, we had to respect the play action, and we had a bunch of they created one-on-ones on the outside for their quarterback who didn't have a lot of opportunities to drop back. So if you're creating one-on-ones on the outside because you're running the ball consecutively, it does not matter which running back gets the ball the most or which one you consider better. If you consider better being I get home runs, then you're right. TP is better. If you consider better being I hurt teams, which I do, then I say Zeke is better. But to me, it don't matter because they are packaged anyway. So why do I care who's better? I don't. They both play for the Cowboys. So I don't give a fuck. See what I'm saying? I don't. I don't. But you won that argument, brother. You won that argument. Every running back is not a bell cow either. TP don't want to run. Ask him. In the Chicago game, he said he was gassed. TP don't want. He bring himself out of games. Zeke be like, get off the field. He bring himself out of games. Why? Because he be tired. Because he runs big plays. He be gassed, man. He don't want 20 carries a game, and you don't want him to have 20 carries a game. Again, that's off-road shit for your fucking Ferrari. But let me stop going off on tangents. Y'all keep getting me with my emotions now, man. Let's keep going. Let's see who else we got. Every team in the world can have two players talented at the same position except the Cowboys. We have to play one against the other. We need them both. Thank you. Why do you think Amari Cooper is gone? Because he's like, man, we got CD Lamb. CD Lamb want Amari Cooper back. Trust me. He want him back. He playing well. But he wouldn't be getting those looks across the middle that he's not understanding when to step in and dig. You know who we getting those looks? Amari Cooper. You know who else will get those looks if we get them? OBJ. See what I'm saying? So he don't want those looks. You know what I'm saying? He don't want those looks. The Lamb don't want that. I care who's better because Zeke gets more carries. TP should get more carries. All right, bro. You won. I ain't gonna keep repeating myself. You got it. Because you keep saying it. You start to get like Ken Lott. Ken Lott keeps saying, we're a passing team. We're a passing team. Dak is going to lead us to a Super Bowl. 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns and all this other shit. Who cares? Who cares? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because we ain't winning doing it. So stop it. Did the offense leave defense out to dry? Where was the offense in the fourth quarter? You already know just when. Yes, it did. Lamb gets that yak. So what do you mean? Zeke brings himself out of games after 5 to 10 yard games. Laughing my ass off. Craziness. Drunk, man. Zeke, did you see Zeke in the Detroit game? Do I gotta bring this up? I watched his knee get bent backwards, and I said, damn, man. Fuck. He tore his ACL on that one. I said that. Because he was in the air, he got hit and his leg went backwards. Damn. You know what Zeke did after that? He hurdled a man for 18 yards, man. I gotta keep saying this. Because that is a psycho. Zeke would play, if they would have let him play the last 2 games, he would have still played. It's just they made him sit out, which is smart because we need him down the stretch. But Zeke is not soft, bro. Not even by a little bit. Neither is Pollard though. I think Pollard put on some weight. He can carry the ball, but like I said, I don't want him carrying the load, bro. You know what I mean? Ran for 2 TDs after his leg got bent backwards. Yes. Thank you. I don't understand it, but he's crazy. Bro had 100 yards and almost 6 yards per carry. Would you stop? Why would you stop running? I don't know. Today is Wednesday. Time to move on to the Vikings. You must be late to this game. I talked about the Vikings for like an hour, for like 45 minutes probably. And stop telling me when to move on, Asmodeus. I can stay in the past as long as I want, good brother. I love you, but I'm just talking now. I already covered what this topic was about. If you guys want to see what I talked about, you guys start from the beginning of this video. I don't want to repeat everything we said about the Vikings. I will close though and do a recap if you want. But again, matter of fact, let me do that now for you because maybe y'all are late. I have been live for a minute, man. I've been live for about an hour and 20 minutes now. So y'all missed all the Vikings talk. But let me go back to it since this is a Vikings video and you guys are crying for the Vikings. Let's do it. All right, here we go. The Vikings play very well into our hands. I don't have any notes. See, this is all coming from here. You know why they play well into our hands? Because the Vikings are a passing team. We are a good pass rush team. The Vikings offensively can run the ball, but they run the ball similar to us. They use Cooks on the outside and they use looks with Cooks. That rhymes because they set up the pass off of that, and they like to push the ball to both Thielen and Jefferson a hell of a lot. I think if you match up Trayvon when he's on the outside with and make him follow Jefferson in this particular game, you have two options. You can have him line up on Thielen and totally. I think he erases Thielen. Thielen is not as quick twitch as Jefferson. So if you wanted to say, hey, we want to double Jefferson all night, then you could say, okay, well, Trayvon, you're going to be on Thielen, and then we're going to use a committee to stop Jefferson and a good pass rush. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. But I think you should do that if they move Jefferson inside, trips, or any of that stuff, because there is one thing that Trayvon doesn't do well, and that's play small, shifty receivers very well or trips and rub routes. He sucks against rub routes. Ask the Eagles, ask Chicago, even last week, when the one play that I saw Lazard get that 3rd and 4 that he got, they think that it was they think that it was AB's man or LVE's man because he's the one who tackled him because he was the only one in the screen. But it wasn't zone. It looked like zone because Trayvon got rubbed on the other side of the field and just stopped running. He just stopped. Like somebody else gonna get him. Trayvon, you got to stop that. But those things happen. So if he's trips are inside Jefferson, that is, take Trayvon off of him and put him, elsewhere. I think that would be that would work. The guy who gets through the mess the best because it happened to him a lot, believe it or not, on this team is Anthony Brown. He's good against trips. He's good against those types of things. He knows how to get skinny, go under the rub, go over the rub, and still reconnect with his man. He does that a lot. Bland did it very well, or we thought very well in the Chicago game. But again, I say this again: the Chicago receiver and Fields, they're both just rookies. When I say rookies, they're young, they're dumb. Because the receiver is supposed to be looking for the ball on his outside shoulder. He looks inside first, and that let Bland catch up, and then he looks over his outside shoulder late, and then Bland breaks that up. Well, they ran that same thing with number 9 and Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers hit it for a touchdown because they did the same exact play. The rubs work against Bland, and then another one with Lazard in the overtime. Lazard just put him on his ass in a rub. He just threw him down and ran up the field. So he doesn't deal with rubs very well. Neither does Trayvon, but Anthony Brown does. Okay, so that's the truth. That's not what my feelings tell me because I like Trayvon Diggs better than anybody on the team, right? Or most people, and Parsons. But what works against them, and that definitely works against both those guys, and it doesn't work against Anthony Brown. Okay, so I think if it comes down to a trips situation, you either go to zone if Anthony Brown is hurt still, or you pay Anthony Brown on him in that one occasion, and then you help him out with people around him. Okay, so we got there. Kirk Cousins, though, if no team that beat us, I said this earlier as well. I just look at patterns. No team that beat us threw the ball a lot. The Eagles did not throw the ball a lot. The Packers did not throw the ball a lot. Shit, even the teams that scored on us, like the Chicago Bears, they did not throw the ball a lot. Because to score against us, you got to tire us out. You must run the football, and you must commit to the run and not give a fuck about the pass, and you have yourself a shot. If you don't believe me, even look at the way the Washington Redskins. Oh, I said the Redskins. Well, I am a Redskin, so I can say Redskins. It's not offensive. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Blackfoot Indian, real shit. So I can say that it's not racist. Okay, I'm totally not racist. But the Washington Commanders, or what the fucks, whatever you want to call them, ran the ball quite a bit against the Eagles, and that's how they beat them too. So that has been the formula for beating teams in the NFC East is controlling the clock. And if the Vikings come in and try that, they could win doing that. But the reason I don't think they would, or the reason I would take a loss if they run the ball against us, is because although we are 29th against the run, the Vikings are not a run first deep offense. So if we got them running first, that puts them in a position where they're doing something that they're not as comfortable doing, which is being a smash mouth team. One thing we definitely do, and we've done it consistently all year. Ask Amon-Ra St. Brown, ask Saquon last year, ask most teams. If you come and try to get physical with us, offensively or defensively, we hurt people. We hurt a lot of people. Okay, so I think if they try to play smash mouth against us, we gonna hurt. Uh, we definitely gonna hurt Cooks. I hope so. And yes, I do wish for pain for other teams. You know why? Because this is the pain business. In boxing, I want you to bleed if you fight my guy. Why? And I want him to break your fucking face. You know why? Because that's what we signed up for. Let's stop acting like we came here to watch people tag each other. I want you to hurt somebody. Just don't do it dirty unless they did it dirty to you first. That's all. That's all. Anyway, J. Lou is sneaking big is a sneaky big loss. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Why? Maybe. But I don't know what you mean or why you're saying it. He said, no way. I don't want Boss Man out there. I feel you. Or we banjo, pass off inside wide receivers if they go outside and hope we don't miscommunicate. When it comes to those, the defensive line, when you watch the Patriots, right, they can help these rub routes and those trips a lot. You know how they can help with that? When you see those guys trying to out leverage you, even if you think that they might be going out for a route, so that you're not getting washed out when they actually do those toss plays on the outside, line up either lined up square with the wide receiver that's standing over you or the tight end that's standing over you, so that if they are trying to block you, you can get your hands on them, disengage, get rid of them. If a wide receiver tries to block you and head up, and you're a defensive end, D-Law, you beat the ground with him. You wring him out like a fucking dirty rug and just beat his ass. Parsons, D-Law, I know they can do that because they do it to linemen all the time. I saw D-Law go through 4 different linemen to force a fumble in that Lions game. So if a wide receiver tries to block you head up, kill him. And if he's running a route, then push him. Why? Because then the miscommunication shit doesn't happen because you disrupted their whole trip concept in the first place. Okay? And guess what they will stop doing if you do that 2, maybe 3 times? You know who used to do that? DeMarcus Ware. I ain't just learning this shit because I'm saying it. I watch people do it. You know who else does that? What's his name? What's the kid's name that we didn't go get? Von Miller. They do these things. Bruce Smith. They do these things. See what I'm saying? You know why they do these? Reggie White. They do these things because it makes it so that 1, on film, you say, let's not try that because they blew that up. 2, in the game, you don't come back to it because it didn't work at all. And you can't set anything up off of it because they blew it up. And then they tell you don't do that shit no more. So I think that's all we would have to do to stop the miscommunication in the secondary. Help them out by putting your hands on those wide receivers that are stupid enough to think they can block you. Don't let them block you. Throw them. If you are trying to block me, you're not gonna block me. Number 1. I might not get a sack, but you're not gonna block me. The running back's not gonna get outside of me, and you're not gonna run your route. That's the 3 things that are gonna happen to you if you line up with a receiver trying to block a defensive end. He ain't going out that route. If he was going out, he's going to get pressed twice. He's going to get pressed by me, then he might get pressed again, or he's going to get pressed by me, and my corner is going to be able to adjust, right? Or you're trying to block me, and in which case you're going to get killed. So your wide receiver is going to go to your coach, or your wide receiver's coach going to go to your coach and say, don't do that. Don't do that no more. Because we got how many wide receivers we got hurt? We got Cooper Kupp hurt. We got, I don't even know how many. We got A.J. Brown that got dinged a little bit. You got all the top wide receivers in the league right now. Most of them are banged up. It's like 11 of them. That's fucked up right now. Okay? Why? Because of that. Nashon Wright needs to develop and fast. Due to 6'4", we need that. Yeah, but he gotta play. Gotta play better. I think he's a little light in the ass. He need to eat some of the special peanut butter that Bosh be talking about. Kurt Warner broke down Dak and he was trashing us pretty bad. Thank you, Kurt Warner, because you make me look good when you do that. Every time you do it. He did it after the 49ers game, and then everybody starts saying, I start going to the comments, you know what I seen, man? Some of y'all, I don't know, some of y'all Cowboys fans, man. Because some of y'all come here and come at me and say I'm a Dak hater, right? Because for telling the truth. But when Kurt Warner tells the truth, it's like, thank you, Kurt. We love this non-biased opinion. that you've given us. And people share it and give it to me. I'm like, I said the same thing, but I got killed for it. See what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. Did you talk about LV? Question mark. I dislike him. Just saying. I didn't talk about him much. You know why? Because it's like that's like beating a dead horse, man. I feel like right at this point, it's not even LBE's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's like being mad at a simp that's with a bad chick. It's just like it's not his fault. He gonna be with who he can be with. It's her fault. Won't you just leave him? You know what I'm saying? So it ain't LBE fault. We putting him on the field. You know what I'm saying? So what you want me to say? We keep putting his ass back out there. Why are you putting him out there? Stop putting him out there. Stop putting him out there. You know what I'm saying? Warner is slick, a Cowboys hater, but he wasn't lying. See, how are you a Cowboys hater, but wasn't lying? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Why is he a hater only when you talk about? I'm gonna make this racial. Y'all not gonna like it. When you talk about black quarterbacks, you are now a hater. When you talk about bad white quarterbacks or white quarterbacks that ain't playing good, don't nobody say nothing. Because Aaron Rodgers, I heard Skip Bayless kill Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady this season. Nobody got mad because they were playing like shit this season. When someone else does, I won't name no names. When someone else does, it becomes hate because we are emotional. Stop being so fucking emotional. Because it's like this. You want to be treated like everybody else, right? So take your licks when you play like shit. It ain't because you're black. You're just playing like shit. It's okay. It's okay. Who's ripping Josh Allen? People. People are ripping Josh Allen. I've heard people talk about Josh Allen. I've seen memes about Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen, though, making as many boneheaded mistakes? No. No, he's not. Josh Allen is playing like he will be a lineal quarterback for quite some time. So is Dak, but they're not the same quarterback, and they don't need to be. You know who learned that early? Russell Wilson. He learned that very early in his career that they gonna love me, and I'm gonna get big ass contracts just for handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch and any other running back. Seattle Seahawks is one team that I will say is so committed to the run that they run through running backs like people run through, like drug dealers run through cars. And I know because I was raised by a lot of them. See what I'm saying? And they run through running backs like crazy because they're going to run you anyway. They don't give a fuck. You're going to get the ball until your wheels fall off. And then Pete Carroll's like, next, get me another one. I need another body. You never know they running backs' names because it don't matter. They're going to run the ball anyway. Don't matter. Don't matter. Since beast mode, who have their running backs been? I don't fucking know. But they get the job done. They get the job done until they don't. And then it's like, you got a flat tire? That's okay. It's like horses. See how if a horse break a leg, don't nobody try to heal no horse. Ain't nobody got time to spend the money to keep a horse suspended in the air so his bone can heal. You know what they do with that horse? They shoot the motherfucker in the head. That is crazy. But that's what Pete Carroll does to running backs. That's what he does to running backs. If you get hurt, you ain't gonna make it, kid. You ain't gonna make it, kid. You out of here, buddy. So that's my philosophy too, though. Run the ball until you can't. The only time I will accept you not running the ball is when you ain't even got CD Lamb on the field no more. Because even the goddamn 49ers, they ain't have no running backs. Who is Mosher? Who is number 22? Whoever this dude is. Who are they? Until they got Christian McCaffrey, they ain't had no running backs. Why you think they was running Debo Samuel so crazy? Because they don't give a fuck. They said, we're going to run with somebody. Somebody going to run the ball. Turpin, come on. You know what I'm saying? CD, come on. Let's go. We running, period. So I like that. I like that. It shows that it wins because they got Garoppolo. Don't nobody be nice to Garoppolo for those who think people hating on Dak. People be hating on Garoppolo too. Garoppolo get benched to get back in. This boo got a big contract. They restructure his contract. People throwing his jerseys, burning his jerseys. He right back in there, hanging tough, still playing. Why? Because it don't fucking matter what they say. What matters is winning. Win. And don't turn the ball over. That's all, man. All right. So I think I done beat the dead horse on the Vikings enough. Do y'all have any more questions on the Vikings? Let me know because we can dig in. I'm getting a lot of phone calls. People are a little angry. He said Josh Allen has the most interceptions right now. So Buffalo is playing well too. You know, they lost. But even in their loss, guess what? Josh Allen can win games. with just passing because they don't run the ball. So that's why he has a lot of interceptions. They don't run the ball, and he still wins by throwing the ball because they are a pass first team, and they can win the games doing that. We ain't Buffalo. We need to run the ball. I don't care what Josh Allen doing. That's my point. But when he play like shit, I'm gonna say it. If Mahomes play like shit, I'm gonna say it. Period. So if Dak play like shit, say it. Say it. Shame the devil. There's been four second half interceptions this season. Second quarter, I'm sorry, going into halftime. That teams have scored off of. Chicago, Tampa Bay, all going to CeeDee Lamb at that. Every last one of those interceptions was targeted CeeDee Lamb in the same fucking place except for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay was off to the right. I remember these things because I watched the film, but he was off to the right. Okay. He couldn't beat a safety on that play in Winfield. It was him and Winfield one-on-one. Dak was supposed to probably throw the ball there, but guess what he wasn't supposed to be doing? Throwing the fucking football in the first place. So it doesn't matter if Dak is not throwing the ball properly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not criticizing Dak not throwing the ball properly. He's not the greatest, most accurate quarterback in the world. He don't need to be because he shouldn't be throwing the ball that much. We proved that whenever we beat teams when we're running and he only throws the ball 25 times and we somehow seem to win. That's how are we doing? And he's efficient. His QBR looks great. He's throwing touchdowns and he only had 25 tosses, 20 for 25 and shit like that. Why is that happening? Because you're running the ball and he's getting easier looks. His bootleg is working now because you're running the ball. He's getting easier looks. RPO is working. Why? Because you're running the ball and they're not keying in on that. We just did a nice ass RPO in the Chicago game. I'm like, damn, how we do that? Because we're running the ball, and you have to pay attention to the running backs when we do that. All right. What other questions y'all got? Let me see. Imagine if prime Jalen Smith or Sean Lee was on this defense. Jalen Smith right now. I know y'all think I'm the Jalen Smith. Johnny Cochran. I've been watching the Giants film since we played the Giants earlier this season, and I watched them preparing for Chicago. I watched a lot of their film. And Jalen Smith is playing very good this season. Very, very physical. And I heard through the grapevine that it wasn't his leg that was the problem when he was here. It was something else. But I can't say what that is because I will be giving away my sources. And I told I wouldn't tell. So, but let's just know that it had nothing to do with his knee, even though his knee still fucked up to this day. But it wasn't that. He was running slow because he was thinking slow for reasons unbeknownst to me. All right, I won't say. You cannot do that in cold Buffalo, New York. You can't throw the ball. Nope. Damn, he called me Darius. At AKOYE Media, my boy Darius, I'm just saying, just trying to piss you off. But TP is better than Zeke. Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you, motherfucker. He said, do another Jalen not guilty video. Yo, man, I'm gonna throw this shit at you, man. Shut up, man. You fucked up. He said, what's my take on Bland? My take on Bland is the same take I had on Anthony Brown, to be honest with you. I think Bland is better than Anthony Brown. I think he's better than KJ too. I think Bland, though, has to take it. Your AKOYE means accumulated knowledge over your years of experience. And you don't get that experience until you get your ass busted a little bit. I think you gotta have a short memory with him, and he has to have a short memory because he's gonna get beat up a lot this season because there's certain things that he just hasn't seen, and I expect some of that to happen to him. What I do expect when you have him in the game, and this is on Dan Quinn a little bit, when you have both AB hurt and you got Bland in the game, you got to protect Bland a little bit with safety help. Although I like the fact that he got recovery speed, he can cover, and he's made a lot of plays this year, breaking up passes from preseason on, right? I do like his ability, but I like him even better if you give him a safety to help him or have him playing off a little bit. But if you're going to keep him down and press, give him safety help. If you ain't going to give somebody safety help, don't give Diggs safety help. But if you're going to play single high, that safety, number one, Hooker. I came at KZ. But KZ, guess what KZ did? KZ had a couple boneheaded plays, right? That gave up big plays last year. But Hooker, you doing the same shit, bro. When you single high, you are not run support. You better think your name is Ed Reed and stay high no matter the fuck what. If somebody makes it to you, cool. Come down and smash. But if the other 10 guys You can't trust the other 10 guys to stop the run. Something wrong with you, bro. You're not stopping the run from all the way up there anyway. Stay the fuck from down there and stay over the top. And we wouldn't even be talking about none of this shit because AB wouldn't have been one-on-one. Neither the fuck would what's his face? Bland. He wouldn't have been one-on-one either. None of these dudes should be one-on-one. I don't trust none of them, not even Diggs, to be just one-on-one all day on nobody. We're not those people. We're not those teams. Now, if a quarterback can make you move laterally because he's using his eyes to move you, then I could blame the pass rush. You know why? Because if a quarterback got enough time to look you off, get to his second progression, set his feet and throw, then that means our pass rush just didn't work as well. And I can take whatever reception happens off of that, even if it's AB. That's why I don't be beating AB up. Because when those things actually do happen, I got a problem with that. But the reason AB wasn't beat deep all season is because we've been staying over the top and our pass rush has been working. So all you can get is short shit against AB. AB got a high QBR, 90 QB rating. But guess what his yards per attempt is? 7, less than Trayvon. You know why? Because all you could throw is underneath AB because his ass said, I've been beat so bad that he never presses. And the one time his dumb ass presses against the Packers, I mean, it's to the house. And why you would press that fast ass kid and not even put your hands on him in the first place don't make no goddamn sense. If you're gonna come down there, if you don't, well, he did have safety help. He thought he had safety help. But if you're gonna come down there and act like you're pressing, make sure you got safety help. Or you're playing zone where you're trying to make it look like you're pressing. He comes down and looks like he's pressing and don't even touch the guy. Then what the fuck you think gonna happen to you? You didn't touch him. If he was still there, you still almost made it. But if you'd have pressed him, those would have been those extra little 2 inches you needed to break that play up, AB. Otherwise, play off and let him throw underneath and come down and tackle. I'm not gonna have no problem with you because that's what you're supposed to be doing over there. The same way we was using Cheeto with Chris Richard here, where we had Cheeto playing 15 yards off and they kept on throwing the ball underneath him. But Cheeto still was good because Cheeto could come down and tackle, and AB can too. So if we're doing that, I don't mind AB being out there because if you're able to get through, like I said, you can move a safety and still get over there and get the ball deep. Then our pass rush didn't do its job, but that hasn't been happening because our pass rush does its job. So if you try to look that single high safety off, you're gonna get fucked up doing that. You're gonna get fucked up trying it. See what I'm saying? See, I understand football. I do understand what I'm talking about. With no script. I'm just talking. Okay? So I'm not retarded here, people. I'm sorry for using the word. First off, the word retarded is a real word. Okay? It doesn't mean that retarded people with delays are who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who act like they have delays. Okay? So let me just say that so that when I slip out and say that word, y'all don't think that I'm saying some crazy shit. I'm not. I love everybody. I really do. I just talk like an asshole because I'm from Philadelphia. Excuse me. I wish I was from Dallas too, but I'm not. All right. Y'all so nice down there. You know, y'all fly too. I went to y'all clubs. Everybody had designer on. I'm like, who dresses like this? People had cheetah. And I came home, I bought me a leopard, and they clowned me. I said, well, this is hot in Dallas. Somebody they got cheetah in Dallas. I got a leopard. I wore a leopard hoodie. They was like, what the fuck is you wearing? See, I was the bid for like a week, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from PA, man. I'm from Philly. Well, I'm from Texas, from Fort Hood. But since the age of 5, I've been here, unfortunately. My mom took me from an army base in the suburbs to the projects in Philadelphia, which is why I'm an articulate hood nigga. And it's bad. It's very bad. Because, I'm a little bit of both. I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed. I'm two people. Remember that? He was like, you two people, aren't you? You whatever you are when you with your mom on the weekends and you come down here and you act like a whole asshole. That is me. And I'm sorry. But I couldn't be me if I'm not doing that. I gotta be me. I don't want to be just, politically correct all the time. Hit the DM. What you heard about Jalen? Hit the DM. Hit me in the DM. Let me see. Did you DM me already? That's what you're saying? Let me check. No, you ain't DM me. Oh, I got you. Got you. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about though. When you saying what I heard about Jalen then. Uh yo, man. Yo, I put up the Dave Chappelle skit from Saturday Night Live, And one of y'all, I don't know who the .comer is, whoever followed me on. I know you're a Cowboy fan, but one of y'all on IG is just keep writing me books, trying to tell me how to think, man. And I know how to think. I'm not your son, man. Love you though. Love your content, David J. Love your content, Akoye. I'm sorry I missed so much of this stream. Oh yeah, I'm just going, man. I'm just touching the people and having some fun with it right now. I already talked about the Vikings, so when you go back through it, you can definitely jump in and rewatch certain segments of this, and you'll catch that. If anybody out there, you want to raise your hand. If you want to be I see your question. I see your hand, Loving Aries. Just ask the question. But if you want to jump in and be a transcriber or you know how to transcribe, please transcribe and timestamp these videos because these long form videos, I would even like it if somebody was timestamping them. Because if you timestamp them, I know where to go and I can pull certain clips and use those instead of doing voiceovers later on. It will save me a lot of time because I can just take the things that I said about the Vikings, and then I can go get the film and prove that shit right over top of that voiceover. And then I ain't got to talk no more. It makes it way quicker for me. So if somebody don't mind doing that, I would definitely pay you. Just holler at me. You know what I mean? Or you could do it for the love, because I do it for the love. Why can't you? You know? What did Michael say? Share your bet. Share your bet. Do it for the love. I know it's all love, Dave. Dave, you know it's all love. I talk my shit to you, bro. All day. Jalen Smith, Jalen Smith sniffles brother Colombian flu. What do you mean? I don't know. He's sick? Or he got COVID? He got COVID. You know what happened? What happened to the flu? Since we talking about that, I ain't heard nobody with the flu in 2-3 years. Where the flu go? Where's flu season? Where's the flu shots? They don't even make nurses get flu shots no more because they want them getting COVID shots. But let me stop saying COVID, matter of fact, so they don't flag my video because I want to. Let me know what you heard about Jalen in Dallas. Oh, you want me to DM you and say it? Oh, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, don't tell everybody in the chat. All right, you go. Yep, that's why, bro. So now you know, Davey. My bad, y'all. He asked. Um, Loving Aries, what's your question? Don't blame Philly. I do blame Philly. I blame Philly. Where you from, Loving Aries? Because I'm an asshole because of Philly. I do blame Philly. There's a lot of angry people here, man. It's to the point where women is angry here. Women act like dudes here, man. And that's true. They really act like dudes here. Because everybody mad. Like you be having like when you date here, if you date somebody in Philadelphia, you gotta like it's like you ever seen Jurassic Park? Where he playing with the Velociraptors and he like walking them down, but they love him. Blue love him, but she also might rip him to shreds. But she love him, but she also might eat him. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is dating a Philly chick. You gotta like really rein them in. It's like dealing with a wild stallion horse or some shit like that. You gotta rein them in and keep feeding them and hope that they realize over time. But you gotta make it to the time where they realize, oh, he's not one of them. He's not gonna hurt me. So I could be nice to him and I could be a female. You know what I'm saying? But before that, they niggas. So I'm telling you, they niggas. Like I'm not even playing. They act like straight up niggas. And I don't mean nigger with the ER, those of you who think I'm being racial. I mean dudes, if you must understand what I mean. They act like dudes. And I mean, I love Philadelphia women, all my family, y'all Philly women. But most of these women here will beat you down to the socks. And they'll fight you. They think fighting a dude. I was dating a woman, she said, you don't want to see that side of me. And I was being nice. I didn't even know what she was talking about. I said, no, I don't want to see that side of you. And I said, please don't ever talk to me like that because you are not a man. And I don't ever want to look at you as a man. So don't talk like a man to me because I will never talk like you a man. I don't even argue with men like that. If a man want to fight, I'm going to fight. Or I'm going to just tell him, go ahead, bruh. Why would I be doing that with somebody I'm trying to have sex with? It doesn't even make any sense. But that's how they act. Real shit. They not trans. Stop it. They real women. But they act like niggas. That's all. Have you seen Black Panther yet? Oh my God. Don't get me I'm gonna get banned for this. I'm gonna get banned. Don't get me started. Y'all gonna get me banned. They asked anybody, I'm gonna tell you, it's 90 of y'all in here. I'm gonna get back to football in a second. If you want to go away for 5 minutes, now is the time, please. Because I'm about to get a little niggerish. I'm giving you, see, 2 people jumped off. Thank you. Because You said don't do it. John S said don't do it. All right. All right. I'm gonna leave you alone. John S said don't do it. I don't listen to you, John. What are you talking about? I'm retarded. Listen. So check it out. That movie, I call Women King nigga bitches. Excuse my French. I mean dude bitches. That's what I mean. I don't mean nigger with the ER bitches because it's not racial. Say that again. It's dude bitches. That's what I call it. And I didn't know that Black Panthers was the superhero version of that because that's what it was. This is what pissed me off, bro. You got the bull who's the 8 bull. What's his name? That dude, big as shit, worth nothing. He was worth nothing. He got punched in the chest one time. Spoiler alert. Got beat in the chest one time, and that was it. He bitched up after that. Didn't want no more smoke. And you know what they was doing when these dudes was whooping their asses, climbing on this boat? They was holding the ropes for the women to fight. They was holding the ropes for the women to fight. That is gay. Excuse my French. Nothing against gay people. I mean, it's happy, soft. Not gay like you like girls. I mean, it's just soft as fuck. So that was bad to me. M'Baku, that's his name. They was holding the rope so the women can jump down, scale off the wall, and fight. That's all they did the whole movie. That's all they did the whole movie. The dudes ain't do shit. There was no dudes in the movie that was worth a damn, except for Nimoy or No More. He was hard as nails. He's killing everybody's ass, and then they kill him all easy. I'm like, come on, man, come on, man. All they had to do was turn on the heat, and his ass cooked the duck. Like, come on, man. They made him corny with that. You know what I'm saying? He was dope. He was fucking people up, man. I liked him. He was hard body too. Said, ain't no love for none of y'all. And then the smart women, the two women, they were smarter than all the men. The men was dumb, they was weak, and they was soft. Every man. I don't have a problem with women being empowered because I think that's balance. We need our women and our women need our men. But I do have a problem when there's an imbalance either way. When men acting like women don't exist and women acting like men don't exist. I don't like it either way it goes. Misogyny and misandry, I don't like either. I like balance. And that was not balanced. Because the girl, she comes in and she's like a genius. The little girl that's in the movie. She built a fucking Iron Man suit. Where the fuck she get Iron Man? First of all, she got vibranium. I understand that part. But where the fuck did she learn how to build an Iron Man suit in like 20 minutes? They ain't show no prototypes, no nothing. Killmonger was my man in the first John, but my op means balance. You're right. But Killmonger was cool. You know what I'm saying? You said she was always a genius. So what? She was a genius, but even Tony Stark had to learn how to build Iron Man. She had to learn shit. She just built one just like that. And then knew how to fly it, was fighting in it, blowing shit up. What they call it, Ironheart. I don't even think she was ever even in Marvel. Was she? I don't even know who that girl is. I was hoping that she got fucked up out here. Then you had the bull from the underwater people, the Toltecs or whatever, the Aztecs. You know what I'm saying? You had the big bull who beat the shit out of Okoye. Yeah, Okoye. She got her ass beat like she should have. He beat the shit out of her. And then didn't beat nobody else up the rest of the movie. I'm like, how y'all beat these dudes? They didn't do no adjustments that made it so they should have beat these dudes. You know what I mean? Damn. That's it. That's what I thought of Black Panther. There you go. She stole his blueprints after he passed, I think. I don't care. Ironheart is a character. I don't care. I don't like her. I don't like her. Okay? I don't like her. Because it was just like, come on, man. That was kind of cheesy. Okoye cool. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no dudes worth a damn. It wasn't even no kings. They had the dude with the bowl in his lip. He was talking a little bit, but nobody did nothing. They had men in the first movie though that was worth a damn. They had the boy from Get Out. They had what's his name? Boy with the fucked up eye. Forrest Whitaker was in that John. You had T'Challa dad. You had T'Challa. You had fucking Killmonger in that John. You had a bunch of boys rolling around with Killmonger that was men. It's like, okay, it was balanced. This was craziness. And I avoided Women King for that reason. And then I went and watched it anyway in Marvel form. I was pretty pissed off about that. I wasn't pissed off. I just I was grinding my sons up because they knew what I was gonna say. They were sitting in the movie theater like, Dad, don't do it. They were talking to me like the boy talked to the raptor. They're like, Dad, stop, don't do it in this movie theater. And I did it anyway. I said it. I'm that dude that talk crazy shit. They went to her to remove the stone. What stone? Anyway, yeah, she was the character in the comics, but people didn't like her because they used her to replace Tony Stark. Yeah, I don't like her. She's smart, a fucking genius, 100. Woo, woo. A genius don't make you tough. You get that? Feel me? She just instantly knew how to fight and how to fuck people up instantly. So did T'Challa's sister. Where did she learn how to fight? She ain't had no training. She was a scientist. Then all of a sudden she could beat No Love, who's thousands of years old and been fucking people up forever. And she's like, I figured it out in 2 seconds. It was like, you ever watch um Law and Order? Was it SVU? You ever watch SVU? Where they don't know nothing for the whole movie. They don't know the whole show. They don't know what's going on. And then in like 20 seconds at the end of the show, everybody start figuring shit out like instantly. Like, you mean he's a guy that does this? And they're like, yeah, let's check all the phone records. And then they just start solving crimes like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, stop it. She just figured out how to beat No Love. He been around for thousands of years, killing shit underwater and went undetected. Don't nobody even know he exists. They didn't even know he existed when he was rumbling motherfuckers. That's how smart this dude is and dangerous. But he don't know, man. Microwave might fuck me up, man. You know what I'm saying? I should be in the microwave. That's all you need was a microwave to fuck him up. Crazy. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm done talking about that. The Wakandas are a warrior nation. Everyone learns to fight. Oh, come on, Just Blaze. You blazing. Stop it. You smoking that woo-woo juice, brother. You'll see it soon. When your son is wearing a dress in school, you will see it. Cause ain't no dudes no more, man. It's almost it's very dangerous to be a man in this age and tell the truth about what being a man actually is. Or, for that matter, what a woman is. You can't say it no more. If you say it, you're in trouble. Because once you define it, it becomes an objective truth. And objective truth is illegal. Don't do that. All right, moving on. Even Sandra Love, and she's a woman. She's saying it. There you go. Nah, I don't watch them. Even the Falcons had a whole episode where they had to learn how to use the shield. What's that? Oh, you talking about the Falcon, the shield for what's his name? Yeah, Captain America. I feel you. Cool, cool. Gender isn't real quick. Y'all gonna be in trouble. Let's get back to football. Any more questions about football? Don't ask me no more Wakanda forever questions because it's not Wakanda. They obviously ain't forever. It's over. Wakanda dead now. What else we got? Well, thank you, sir. That's what you asked, Love Aries. That was your question. Killmonger was my favorite in the first one, so I wasn't gonna watch this one anyway. He was in it. He was in there. He just came and gave a pep talk. He said, "Bitch, come here." She said, "What?" He said, "You better do him like I did him." You know what I mean? Show him no love. And she was like, "Gotcha." No, she didn't say gotcha. She actually had some night terrors about it, actually. But she did what she needed to do. You know what I mean? She got stabbed through the stomach. He stabbed her through the stomach, put a pole through a rock, and somehow that didn't work. That ain't work. She got up, was like, I got you, baby. I'm gonna burn your back out. You know what I mean? Anyway, what's next? Three tight ends against the Vikings. Yeah, let's do that. I like Henny and Ferg. Shout out to Aisha Morris for coming up with that name. But Henny and Ferg and Schultz against the Vikings. I think if we're using them, you have an option to run and pass the ball. So hopefully we go that route with it. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Are you going to do panels in the future? What's that mean? You mean people coming on and talking? That's what you mean? I would. I just need a producer, somebody who want to set it up for me and actually do all that. I'm not the producer type, if that's what you mean. I would love to. I would do it right now. I'm just not setting all that up. I'm not the guy. I'm not. I don't got enough time to do it. But if you know somebody, or if any of you would like to produce this show, trust me, I would do it in a heartbeat because I love having conversations. I'm talking to y'all through text. I'm having a conversation with y'all through text. So I would love to do it live. That's why I like the roundtables because I like to talk shit with people who like to talk shit. I don't feel no pain from it. I love it. I feed off of it. So let's go. How you feel about us getting Peters ready for left tackle, moving Tyler Smith to left guard? How much better does that make this offense? I think you asked this before, and I love it because okay, is Peters a great left guard? No. Is he a good enough left tackle to move Tyler Smith inside? Yes. Is Tyler Smith a great left tackle? No. Is he good enough outside? Yes. But there's a logjam because you got McGovern, who I don't like very much, but he's okay. Can't move his feet. All right. You got a McGovern, who can't move his feet at left guard. You got Peters, who's not natural left guard, but he is natural at left tackle. Then you got your guy Tyler Smith, who I think Botch agrees, today, this season will be a Pro Bowl left guard in this league because he wouldn't have to move as much, he wouldn't have to be as fast, and I think the sacks that we give up because he's not a great left tackle, he's a good left tackle, but he's a great left guard today. And if you could just move Peters out and he can give you what he gave you for Chicago, I love that move. I love it. So I can't wait to see it. You said they be on you. What, the round table? Yeah, they be on my ass. But yo, go back. I see they don't like it though. You notice when I start talking a lot of shit, I say, yo, you can tell them this because I talk shit to them all the time. I tell them this in the chats, in our group chat. Yo, why don't we do a film for film then? If I'm wrong, because when you go back a year later and you look at what I say a year later, like when I said Michael Parsons was better than D Law last year, it don't be right when I first say it. When they said LVE is better than Jalen, it don't be right when I first say it because they not paying attention to it until later, and then later they like, oh, they ain't gonna tell me I was right though, but they argue with me that day. And then later on, like a year later, it takes people a year to catch up. About a year later, they're like, oh, I see what you're saying. See what you're saying. See what I'm saying? So that's how it go. But I love it because they not scared to talk their shit either. And we ain't always going to agree. And trust me, I've been wrong a few times too. And I had to eat some crow. I ate some crow a couple times. I ate some crow on Amari Cooper because I didn't think that was going to make Dak better than it did. Yo, we need another roundtable. Yeah, you gotta tell them. We gonna jump on. We gonna jump on. I think we should jump on around, if not Thanksgiving, maybe after that game, somewhere around there, because we all gonna be off, and then again around the holidays, because we all gonna be off. I think that'd be good. It makes me happy seeing Jalen playing well again. Oh, you actually been watching him play well. Good that you see it, because nobody else is talking about it. They act like it just don't exist. I should do a Jalen video update, so that people could see that he didn't end the way I ended him. Because when I talked about him when he left, that video got like, that's the most views I've gotten in the last 2 years. It got like 50, 60,000 views quick, but I never did. It's no more. Yeah, Shuri and no more. Yeah, you're right. My bad. But yeah, I should do an update for him just to give him the vindication that he deserves. I tap into that Jalen video if you make it. Of course you will. John S. You was correcting me. Thank you. Unless it works better the other way. I don't understand. One focused on the AKOYE Media. I don't know what you mean. Oh, roundtable. We need a AKOYE Media roundtable. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm dead serious. Y'all can put the word out. You can send me people. If you got somebody who wants to produce and wants to put that together, I'm 100% with it. It doesn't have to be another cowboy name. It could be anybody. It could be an open forum one where the fans come on as a roundtable. I would love that. Where all of y'all just jump on the one, especially the ones I know. Y'all jump on and y'all talk y'all shit like we were doing before. I was doing that through Zoom maybe 2 years ago, but it got cumbersome through Zoom. I don't like doing it through Zoom. I didn't like it, but I can do that again. But I feel like my video quality gets a little choppy when I do it that way. So if someone knows how to set that up, maybe I just got to stop being lazy and sit down and like set it up myself. But if somebody knows how to set that up, I would definitely do it. Players that we need to get rid of, and players we need to get rid of, we keep. Go figure. Yeah, go figure with that. I think we make the most sense for OBJ. Why the fuck would you want to go to the crowded KC or the Giants? We make the most sense for OBJ. Yeah, I would say so. OBJ just don't want the same effect that he had when he went to the Browns, which is not getting the ball consistently enough. He wants to get the ball consistently. And just what I would say is I like OBJ, but I mean, I guess we do because we do play like we play our best football like the Giants of old, like when he first came in the league. The Giants were a running team that would use that to get him one-on-one looks on the outside and then throw him the ball primarily, right? If we started running the ball again and creating one-on-one matchups with OBJ on the outside, this would be a great place for him. If we're still pass happy like we are, we're not. a good team for him. Because not that we can't hit him, it's just that I don't think us becoming more of a passing team makes us a better team. I really don't. Not with the offensive line that we have. We have one of the best mauling offensive lines in the league. And I think if we just cut those guys loose and just let them hit shit, we will see that again very soon. So that's what I think. All right, let's see. Let's see. Where's McKinley playing? Not anywhere yet. He's just gonna be maybe in the playoffs. I think they're gonna get him ready, but he ain't gonna play nowhere right now. I don't think. Because who would you get rid of for McKinley to play? You know, the people who are the problem when it comes to those edge runs are guys that you're not gonna get rid of. And the two guys that are the problem on the edge. Matter of fact, so that I don't have to look like the bad guy here for saying it, you guys tell me who are the problems? There's two of them. Who are the problems on the edges? I'll wait. He said, "No way, Jose." Does not want to drop off in production. But no, I'm reading that from you, Ibn. But are y'all gonna say? There you go, Davey. Thank you. I don't gotta say it. So if y'all already know, so does everybody else. So if Tack McKinley's coming in to push who out, because the guys who play well against the run are already here, and he shouldn't push them out because they're like Fowler. He shouldn't get none of Fowler snaps, and he shouldn't get none of Williams snaps. The snaps that he should get or get snaps that he won't get, which is DA or Basham can play the run too. Basham play well outside. He just don't get sacks, but Basham don't give up no shit on the outside of him. Basham is an athlete and he big. Basham is a big, fast, athletic guy and knows how to play the edge very well because he was a 3-4 outside linebacker for the Jets and he gets it. So I don't have a problem with Basham either. He just was hurt this year, but he wouldn't get. I don't think he should get those snaps either. So personally speaking, the snaps that he would get, he's not gonna get. They're not gonna take Da out because Mike McCarthy loves Da, and they not and he makes plays, and they're not gonna take D Law out because Dan Quinn loves D Law and he makes plays, but they do give up plays. So I don't see what take Tack McKinley would be doing here, unless somebody gets hurt. I don't know what he would be doing here, unless you push D Law inside. I would love that because they play the same. Tack McKinley is not a pass rusher; he's a tank. He plays like Tank. He'll run through your face, right? And he mean too. You seen he got kicked off the Rams because his first day there, his first game, he started trying to fight other people on the sideline. They was like, no, no, no. They started doing the Raptor walk with him. They did the Raptor walk with him too. Like, please, somebody get the meat, throw this dude some meat because he hungry. That motherfucker trying to eat every pause. He trying to kill everybody on the sideline. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know where Tack McKinley would play, and I don't know where who should get in for. I don't think Clark over LVE. Yes, but that won't happen either. LVE should get benched, and Cox and Clark should rotate in his spot. This is my opinion. If Barr comes back soon, Clark, Barr, and Cox should rotate at linebacker. And LV should come in if one of those guys gets hurt. Shit, Gifford. I would take Gifford today, all day. Gifford, every time he's even gotten a chance to play, I like what I see. It's just been in preseason without the ones. But if Gifford plays with the ones, he's aggressive as fuck. Gifford's played all over the place. If you go back to his college days, I did his film. Gifford played outside linebacker and both middle linebacker and will linebacker. He knows how to play anywhere you ask him to play. He just doesn't get any chances to play because he ain't a big name. He ain't gonna play. Why hasn't anyone asked why Cox isn't playing? Who do we tap the shoulder on to get to ask this question for us? You would talk to probably, I think Law. Law probably could find out, or Tyson West Coast. They both talk to a lot of players. So usually when I'm trying to get some player juice, I'm going to ask one of them because they really know. Um, Gifford balled on special teams last week. Yep. People saying they're not playing Cox for a reason. What could that reason be? Maybe it's knee. I don't know. Do you feel like Kurtz has dropped in his play this year? Yes. Yes, he has. His coverage is okay, but he's just not making the plays we're accustomed to him making. Although I give him his credit, he has forced and he recovered a fumble, that D-Law fumble. He forced a fumble in the Chicago game that they overturned. He forced another fumble. He got a sack. He's played okay. He just hasn't made a lot of plays in the secondary, but he's made plays at the line of scrimmage. And he's playing okay. I think I take that back. He's playing okay. I think he's just easing his way back in, but he's playing okay. Um, I think that Hooker, his play has dropped a little bit because they're running the ball successfully. But I don't see Curse falling off. Brillo, I do want Brillo out there. I get you, J Law or Jim Laws. I think that's it. How do you feel about Curse? Read that. Read that. Read that. Good point. Back to what I said. LOL. Maybe Micah when he's at the edge. No, Micah at the edge is pretty good too. I think Micah's issue is getting held at the edge. Every time I see Micah not, if you break Micah's contain and he's not chasing you down, it's because someone's holding him up. He can see him. So if I see a player see a guy and still not disengage and get to him, a guy that can't be blocked by three people, D Law included. That's why I say if D Law just took his first step outside every time, you wouldn't have a problem because it's not like anybody can block him. I'm not thinking that wide receivers can block D Law. It's just that he's not seeing them. See what I'm saying? He could do it if he sees you. I would love to see D Law just say, "Fuck this play." If they come out in trips, I'm going to take this tight end. If they trip with a tight end or trips with a wide receiver, I'm going to take this wide receiver and I'm gonna break him. I'm gonna make him hate the fact that he has to block me because I'm gonna hit him all in his throat. I'm gonna hit him in his face. I'm gonna hit him in his nuts. I'm gonna body slam him. If you bring a jet sweep across my face again, I'm gonna hit him. Fuck the quarterback. I'm gonna hit him 3 times. You do it 3 times, I'm gonna hit him 3 times until he says, "Please don't make me do that anymore." That's what you do. Even if you're taken out of that play because you did that, guess what they won't be doing? That shit again. And guess what they won't do on film? That shit again. Why? Because they know it's bad for your wide receivers and your tight ends to bring them in and ask them to do anything to D Law or DA for that matter. Let them fuck them up. That's what I would tell them to do. Fuck the run. If they're gonna run and you're standing out wide anyway, they're gonna run inside. Let the guys inside stop that. Leave that on Micah. Leave that on LVE. Leave that on the defensive tackles. Fuck it. You ain't got to stop the run on this play. If they put a guy over there, abandon your crash inside, abandon your upfield pursuit, abandon your pass rush. Fuck that. Go over there and hit him, and then work your way to the quarterback later. Slowly contain your way to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And if you think I'm wrong, I'm not making this up. Go watch how the Patriots play when people do that to them. Go watch Judon. If you line up on Judon and try that shit against Judon, whatever his name is, or Udon, whatever his name is, go watch him. Watch Flowers when they was doing that back in the day when Flowers was there. Teddy Bruschi, any of those guys, the Patriots, Willie McGinnis, they've been doing that forever. They use those outside linebackers to slow guys up and to punish wide receivers. And that's why guys play them wide. They don't try to come in there and try to help out with the wide receivers because you're dumb to do that. Don't do it. How about props to the kicker? Great. KJ versus Jefferson would be funny. That would be horrible bad. Do you think Rodgers was spying Micah? Do you think Rodgers was spying Micah? I don't know what you mean. Do you think he was playing off of him? Maybe they was trying to get a body on him. They was making sure they was holding him. I love seeing Micah, Damone Clark, Jabril with Barr, LV, Gifford as a second corp. Yep, I would too. Just kidding. Somebody time at Ghost Out. Somebody time Ghost Out. What do you say? What you say, Ghost? We need to call Rob Marinelli. Hell no. We need to tell them to hit somebody in their mouth. Oh yeah, that's true. But Rob Marinelli wasn't doing that either. He was letting guys do that same shit. That's where all this started. You notice all this jet sweep, lateral motion bullshit started in the playoffs against the Rams, against Jalen and LVE when they were playing well that year when we played the Rams. They started doing that to us then, and they never stopped. It hasn't stopped since. We've been having this problem ever since that year. And it hasn't stopped because you're not telling these guys the right shit. Hit them in the face. Hit them in the face. Hurt them. Hurt them. I hope they're watching this. That's why I'm saying this so much. I hope somebody says this. Hurt them, and they will not do it. I'm gonna show. Matter of fact, I remember this play because I have it somewhere. Somebody sent it to me. Watch this. If y'all can see it in my phone, where is that play at? I don't think Davey sent it to me. I think Big Kurt sent it to me. Where you at? Big Kurt. Watch this shit. Is it here? Where is it at? Maybe he did send it to me. Damn, I thought he sent it to me. It was a play where Reggie White, I put it in one of my breakdowns, where Reggie White just tossed this dude. Damn, I don't got it. I'm gonna look for it because why not? Y'all ain't going nowhere. I'm chilling right now. I ain't got shit to do but do breakdown. I do got shit to do, but oh well. Reggie White throws Chris Carter. Watch this play. This is, if you can see this, can y'all see this? Let me see. There we go. All right. So let me rewind. Where is it? Boom. All right, watch this. They're gonna show it again. Watch this play. You think I'm not making this up. This is how you do it. And they won't try it no more because of how bad it goes for you when you try this. Watch this. Warren Moon was like, I don't want none of that smoke, player. Watch this. Chris Carter gonna come across the line. He come across the line. Watch this. Get the fuck out of here, young boy. That's what you do to them. Don't let a wide receiver touch you. If he tries to touch you, you beat the brakes off his dumb ass. You can't expect a wide receiver to block that. So, it would not happen anymore. Trust me. All right. Let me see. Everybody else has spoken. Oh, yeah, when the Vikings receiver tried to block Reggie, facts. Beat the brakes off of them when they try that. I'm not making this up. Marcus Ware used to do it. The Patriots do it all the time, and we would do very well at that. And I would love to see us do that this week if they try that shit this week with us. All right. All right, let me see what we got here. Dope shit. Let me see what we got here. All right. AKOYE, you do this part time, and somehow you're better better than half the coaches in the league. It's the good old boys club. I'm like that because of in those piles, I'm getting payback for the dirty hit. Yeah, yep. Thoughts on the Commanders beating the Eagles? AKOYE Media. Um, Jimmy Johnson. Go watch Jimmy Johnson's take on that game before the game. He said exactly what would happen. Any teams that have to see, he said the Cowboys are the favorites to beat the Eagles in December and in the playoffs because any team that sees them twice, just like teams who adjust to them in the second half, any team that sees them twice can beat them because of the way they play. They are not a second half team because they're a good scripted team and they have to be up on you to beat you because they need to rely on the run to beat you. If they don't rely on the run, if they're not running the ball, they can't beat you. The Eagles can't fuck with you if they're not running successfully because Hurts still can't drop back and beat you with his arm. He's not going to do it. He can make some plays, but that's bad football for them. Bad football for them. What else? That's it. That's it. Any more questions before I go, people? Right now, I'm just talking to shit, so let's go. If you got more questions, I'm with it. It pisses me off that we haven't been using Turpin on the offense. Me too. Me too. Somebody said something about Sunday. You watching the game this Sunday? Yep, I'll be here. I was traveling. I was in Cali last week. Had some fun. I was in a hotel. I was going to watch it live from the hotel, but I just said, nah, I'm going to just sit here and enjoy this vacation for a little bit because I don't take no time off. When I sit here and do this, like today, I've been running around all week, but I'm like, all right, today I'm going to sit down. But then I'm working doing this. I'm not chilling with my sons. I'm not doing shit. So it's like either I'm working outside or I'm working in the house. I don't even get to watch TV because when I sit down and watch TV, I'm in the laptop breaking something down, and it just, you know, it's just crazy. I feel that, bro. How many offensive plays we run versus the pack? 79? I don't know. Did we run 79 plays? What's that? We threw the ball 47 times. We ran the ball. Yeah, we threw 70 something plays. It wasn't 79 though. We ran the ball like 37 times. No, because Dak ran like 4. So I think we ran 37. We ran 37 total times. I think 37 or 42 times. Damn, we ran a lot of plays that game. We ran like 37 times. I think, and they ran like 47 times. A team shouldn't ever be able to run for 50 times on you.
they're running 50 times on you is because you're giving them the ball back too much, and you're still not putting them away when you're supposed to. When this defense gets you the ball back, Dak, score the fucking football. I want to see this defense up for a change. Just up 15. We haven't been up 14 points. We haven't held a lead for very long uh, all year. We've been close all year. We haven't been up all year. We've been playing close. I want to see us up by 21 and just playing team. We did that against Chicago, but they was like scoring because, you know, we doing dumb shit there too. I don't know what our defense was doing. They were still running the ball. It was crazy. And they still beat us by 5 minutes in time of possession. Yeah, they did. Crazy, right? Crazy. She said, "You better be here on Sunday." No, I'm gonna be here. I got y'all Sunday. I'll be here. I'm gonna be here 30 minutes early. All right, I'm Ghost because anybody else asking no more questions. He said, Ibram said, at AKOYE, they want to be copying New England on the business format, but not on the coaching format. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. All right, I think I answered everything though. Anything else? No. All right, so give me some thumbs up, claps, flames, likes. Everything else that y'all haven't done in the chat. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Buy yourself a T-shirt if you want a T-shirt. Some Paul's T-shirts or some Prove It with the Film T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Shout out to the LBGT community. That Paul's T-shirt is for y'all because I can't wear it. I think Paul's is just too iffy. I can't wear that shit. But anyway, peace out. Love y'all. Done.